Hey, what's up, guys? My name is Holly, and welcome to Chronicle. This is the home where a bunch of my favourite people and I will get together and tell some awesome stories. Today, we're going to be playing Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition, so if you don't know what it is, get to know. You should know this by now. Today, we're going to be doing something a little bit different, so we're not returning to the main campaign just yet because unfortunately the whole gang couldn't be here, so we're going to be doing a one-shot instead. In honor of Spelljammer being released, when was it? Like sometime
Tuesday.
this week? I don't know.
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Recently.
Tuesday. So Spelljammer, we're going to be doing a Space Pirates one-shot, so hopefully you guys enjoy that.
Not sponsored, lol.
It's not sponsored.
Yes.
Please sponsor us, though. That would be great.
I'll suck your dick if you sponsor it.
This is just the one-shot universe that I haven't done yet, so we're exploring sci-fi. And you guys will join us for that story. Another quick thing before we get into it, though, please make sure to, if you haven't, this is a great time to catch up on everything that you might have missed with our past
Accidents.
Why are we bouncing? With our past accidents. If you didn't see last week's session, we had some tragedy occur with the Descent into Avernus campaign. So if you haven't caught up on it, please go and see Lockie ruin all of our lives.
I broke the ice.
We went to hell too quick.
and make us all very, very sad. And if you haven't caught up on the main campaign, we will be returning to that most likely in a couple of weeks' time. This will probably be a one-shot or two-shot, depending on how we feel, how much we get through. So please bear with us for that. But yeah, if you haven't caught up, you can catch up on YouTube for all of our archive videos, like the Descent into Avernus campaign, as well as the main campaign. There's all of the links in the description below, so we would love for you to check them out. Okay, everything all good? Everybody ready to start? Let's get into it.
Oh yeah.
All right. In the year 1062 AE, 1,062 years since the first Star Taker began their eternal watch in the Everlight, a spaceship gently coasts its way through the Xanthar galaxy. As an arc of burners fires underneath the hull, the vessel pierces an enormous wall of vivid red and orange stardust. Twinkling white light from the trillions of stars that make up the obscuring curtain spray outwards and glint against the portholes carved into the sides of the spaceship. The wings of the ship's rudder adjust as it enters into a new galactic gravity field, flapping downwards once and using the burners within its wings to adjust the tilt of the ship, speeding its way through each of the galaxies of the Sonodad cluster. To the left and right of the ship, ribbons of radiant blue stardust are suspended against a darkened sea, a sharp contrast to the warmth and vibrancy of the Xanthar galaxy. Here, in the tranquil circuit of the Emodian solar system, the fluttering of a dozen solar sails, staggered into 3 tiers and unfurled into full arcs, are illuminated in warm oranges, golds, and radiant yellows, casting the only disruption to this peaceful visage that lay before its crew. The hull of this massive vessel, carved from reinforced wooden material and bolstered by plentiful enchantments and reclaimed galactic material, skirts past the orbits of planets that threaten to drag it down to its docks. In the distance, the sight of artificial red and green lasers and unnaturally blue holovost beams lights up the outskirts of the nearest planet and its 2 moons that circle it, a reminder to all of the turmoil that arrests the Sonodad cluster. Whilst 4 out of 5 of the galaxies within the cluster fight relentlessly to occupy the Halcyon throne and seize control of the entirety of the Sonodad cluster, following the death of the last raid taker. This spaceship provides an oasis, free from loyalty to one's galaxy and its side in the pervasive war. The occupants of this vessel are far more concerned with tackling challenges as they come and in their best interest, than fighting in a war solely to put their chosen candidate on the throne. Or are they? Drifting aimlessly through a sea of inky black and indigo, a crew of down-on-their-luck intergalactic mercenaries, known colloquially amongst the Sonodad cluster as grifters, awaits their next call to arms. Whilst the nobility and royalty of this expansive planetary system are embroiled in a vicious, bloody war for the Halcyon throne, The cutthroats, trackers, and bounty hunters of the cluster are more sought after than ever in order to carry out the whims of the otherwise preoccupied socialites of the galaxy. Amassing a name for themselves as a team experienced in carrying out clandestine operations for the upper echelons of the Sonodian society, these so-called grifters managed to skirt the laws and the all-seeing eyes of the Prior, as long as they successfully deliver the agreed-upon outcomes of all of their contracts. As they find themselves 150,392 clicks away from their last mission, a bounty hunt gone awry, the crew begins to peruse the listings of the Mecha Watch, an invitation-only notice board for the most experienced and sought-after cloak and dagger mercenaries within the cluster. Frequented by priors, princes, queens, and commanders alike, the Mecha Watch rapidly became the place for calls of distress and rebellion within the Sonodad cluster. Its maze of rotating passwords and network of informants ensures that the contracts distributed to the mercenaries are inaccessible to others, even to those that issue the notice, in order to protect the identity of its more affluent members and cutthroats. Upon the vessel itself, we have our captain. Connor, would you like to introduce your character, please?
Alright. You see, I guess, at the helm of the ship, if he could sweat, he would be sweating just from the haste we've escaped our bounty. You see a very large robotic humanoid before you, glittered in golden mithril plate. Just like the most regal, sharp, but somehow sleek, bulky looking armor you've ever seen. His left hand is more like a large claw. So when he points out, it's like pointing down, and it's like very sharp and serrated. He's got jade green emerald eyes, and he's just like looking at the ever expanse of empty space of like gas clouds of orange and shooting stars of white and blue. His serial number, when he was constructed, was S1AV3 for slave, because he was built for servitude and slavery, but decided that the organics were not going to hold over him anymore, and so he just calls himself Psy, the organic conqueror.
Cool. Kind of crouched down low and peering out between the railings of the ship. We have Xander. Would you like to introduce your character, please?
Okay. Oh, fuck it. Jesus. You know, I used to be bigger. My character is a little goblin with sort of this sort of sickly, almost moldy green skin, sunken features, a little goggle pack on its head that hasn't been slotted down yet. It's really in the up position, a ring on its right hand, and I believe a second ring on the other. It's sort of kicking a rock. It kicks a rock on one side of the ship, blips over to the other side of the ship, to the shadow, and then kicks it back to the other side in a fit of anger. Fuck it all. Fuck it. Fuck you. Fuck this rock.
You
I hate
don't need to remind us all of the failures. Could you quit kicking the rock for 5 minutes?
fucking fine. And it stomps off as loudly as it can stomp, but it's quite small, so really not that loudly. To another shadow, hidden slightly out of sight.
And your character's name?
Oh, yeah. Good question. Let me check the notes.
I have forgotten my name.
Hiram.
Hiram?
Hiram.
Hiram.
Hiram is the name I used to go by, but, you know, names are but a passing fad.
Passing.
Down in the captain's quarters, perusing the Mecha Watch, we have James. Would you like to introduce your character, please?
My character's name is Colossum. Colossum was a very experienced wizard who escaped death by removing his brain from his body and suspending it in a jar. So, I guess you see a jar bobbing up and down as if it's being held by someone, although no one is holding it. And trying to think of what else I could say. I guess he's suspended in a green fluid, a bit gooey. He's got a little speaker box, and on the glass there seems to be etchings of words and glyphs and things. Yeah, and that is Colossum.
We've got
Colossum the brain.
we've got a brain in a jar, guys.
This is sci-fi.
The final member that rounds out our intergalactic mercenary crew here bursts up from the cargo deck. Lockie, would you like to introduce your character, please?
Storming out with an angry scowl on his face, wearing this full plate armor, making these loud footsteps, rippling muscles upon muscles. This red-scaled dragonborn puffs out some fire from his nose, a large greatsword on his back, and these kind of gold stubs where the horns kind of stick out. This giant glaive on his back as well, and just marching out, just this pissed off expression.
And your character's name?
Danube.
Hey, Con,
Hmm.
could I get your character's name again?
S1AV3.
Thank you.
You can call me Psy for short, or you know what? Just call me Captain.
Captain style?
Captain.
All right, so as everyone is kind of scattered around the deck, catching the eye of Colossum and the crew, by extension, biding their time within the cluster until their next big break, are a set of 2 contracts posted to the Mecha Watch within the span of an hour of each other. Whilst both contracts require the assassination of a high-ranking individual, they also both stipulate that one must infiltrate the Pentagorium, the largest and most impenetrable prison in not only the Sonodad cluster, but also its 4 surrounding galaxies in order to do so. Housing the most deadly and depraved criminals, the Pentagorium is famed for its ruthless approach to controlling its prison population, and is notoriously difficult to invade. Sourcing its guards solely from within its walls and central network, this fortress of iron performs rigorous analyses
Test.
of all potential threats and weaknesses, both internal and external. The first of the new contracts to catch the eyes of our grifters has been issued by a noblewoman of the Rathon Syndicate, one of the 4 sides of this interplanetary war for the Holocyon throne. As members of the Rathon Syndicate, a pair of rebel princesses who opposed the initial ascension of the most recent Startaker were imprisoned and kept in isolation within the Pentagorium as a punishment and warning to those that were loyal to these rightful heirs to the Syndicate. It is a request of this aforementioned noblewoman that these princesses be broken out of prison and returned to Rathon to lead their side to victory in taking of the Holocyon throne. This notice also implies that an additional sum will be provided if the interested party is able to assassinate the Bellion that is in charge of the cases of these 2 princesses, Selwyn Varchek. An insider known as Short Circuit is listed as locatable in the Vorik ward and contactable for further information, if necessary to complete these tasks stipulated. On the other hand, the second posting to the Mecha Watch appears to be from a commander of the Lancera Coalition's forces, currently stationed on the frontier of the Spinatar, as they seek to advance upon their moon base, the Notch Fort. Within this contract, the commander urges the mercenaries to destroy documents located within the Pentagorium that relate to several of the Lancera Coalition's own generals that were engaged in the warfare of the First Saga. Most of the documents requested for destruction were arrest warrants and supposed fabrications signed by Lieutenant Leif J. Howson, a former prior member from the Spinatar region that intends to wipe out the opposing forces of the coalition by issuing the pursuit of a prior search party. The contract also lists a Sunda Rockth as the inside informant to make contact with, if interested, as well as a target to eliminate, the Indulger. Now, Captain, would you mind describing the interior of the ship around this Mecha Watch bulletin?
Certainly. So, it's pretty much like I don't know if a standard pirate ship is like a good description, but it's a long wooden vessel, and like along the sides it's like filled with lots of like rotating cogs and gears to reflect my mechanic nature. But the sails themselves, instead of being like a basic, boring white. They are themselves blood red, and it looks like, if you look carefully at the sails, it looks like that it's hexagons joining each and every like inch of the sail, sort of like pushing out and against like the solar winds of space. On most of the rails, it's like adorned in mithril, adamantine, gold, any sort of like valuable riches that you could find. I have decked the ship out to be the most beautiful and also most mechanized and threatening ship in all 5 galaxies.
Awesome. So what would you guys like to do now that you've seen these 2 bulletins on the Mecha Watch?
Well, after our embarrassing failure, I feel like another contract might lift up our spirits. Hey, crew, what say?
How go the banks?
How go the what?
The stores, the money. Do we have money?
In terms of money, we have no money. It's low-ish.
We could always sell the railing on your ship.
My hand sort of kind of rotates and kind of disassembles into a small like miniature firearm, and we do not sell, we steal. We take.
Of course. My mistake, Captain.
Can I rip the railing off a different ship?
Off a different ship, of course. As long as you add it to our ship, or we can sell it. That's fine by me. No, we need contract work, and so far, looks like we have 2. Both involve the Pentagorium, which is not the ideal place. I've been there once before, on the outside, but you don't want to go in there.
Are we doing it quiet, or are we gonna fucking just break a hole in the wall?
Look, as satisfying as breaking a hole in the most safely guarded prison in all 5 galaxies would be, it would mean our certain demise. I feel like the obvious approach, we infiltrate, we go in quiet. If shit goes to go awry, well then we smash some heads.
My favorite bit.
I know.
Speaking of smashing, I don't think we're very good at saving people.
Saving? Who are we saving?
The 2 princesses, are we not? Is that not one of the contracts?
Oh, balls.
I
Look.
think we're much better at destroying things.
I mean, I could finally be a knight.
Look.
I could be the knight in shining armor for once. I could shine my armor for once.
I'll just go and slap you with my long clawed hand across the cheek. Don't be coy or stupid.
Don't be coy or stupid.
Thank you. This is why you're my favorite. This is why you're my right-hand man.
Can I pick up the goblin?
No, fuck you.
Put him down!
I'm the right-hand man. I'm the right-hand man.
I'm just gonna drop him.
Like off the ship?
No, just lift him up. Just drop.
My
I've got
brain,
excellent acrobatics.
That's fine.
Yeah.
my brain turns in its jar, and then you start to levitate slightly above the ground.
Do I get a save?
I guess so.
My brain turns in its jar.
That's what brains do.
Brains be like.
Classic.
Classic brains.
Oh, so
Classic
typical.
brain move.
Where is my levitate?
So that would have been features and traits.
What?
It'll be like all the way at the bottom. I think he might be too heavy for it though, to be fair.
Oh, this is
Yeah.
tragic.
He's not 5 pounds, he's like 200 pounds. He's a big boy.
Okay,
Just
never
for
mind.
flavour.
Just
You
for
let
flavour.
it.
Watch it, brain boy. I'm the one that carries you into fucking combat. Throw you at the next group of enemies we see.
All I'm saying is I think we're just slightly better at destroying things.
Wow, really? I fucking bent through bars thicker than the prison wall.
Exactly, and paper's no challenge for you. What's a few warrants? Exactly.
I just do like a little puff of fire. Just
Does anyone have any rational arguments for why we should go and save the princess?
Because we botched a contract. We don't botch contracts. In all of our years of doing this, we've never failed one. We've failed one. To make up for it, we need to finish 2.
Oh.
I mean, also
To
excellent.
the letter.
Excellent promotional content. We rescued 2 princesses. We killed 2 rebels. Either way, selling point, right?
Not to mention the coffers are looking a little bit empty.
2 contracts would be better than 1 for coffers' sake.
Does it say on the contracts how much they're paying us, or is that undisclosed?
So, as part of the Mecha Watch, you don't get. They don't give you a direct. I guess. They don't give you a direct indication of exactly how much it's going to be. They
Mhm.
usually just do it by priority, and you know that the ones that are top priority, that are kind of not taken by lower grifters, but taken by the more experienced grifters, pay a lot of money. So anywhere between 500,000,
Now we're
and
talking. Now we're
you know, it
talking.
could even be
Perfect.
$1 million depending on what it is that they're asking you to do.
Look, these princesses have been arrested because of politic shenanigans, which I don't care to get involved in. So here's the deal: we rescue them. Not only does it look good for us, qualified mercenaries, the best grifters in the galaxies, saving royalty. We're gonna get paid big bucks by the Mecha Watch, enough to buy another ship, I reckon. Oh,
You want another ship?
I want all the ships.
What's
Oh.
wrong with your current one?
Nothing.
Quick
The
question.
Crimson Hawk is my darling, and she will always be my darling. But I want a fleet.
Quick question, Captain.
Yes.
You said you weren't into politics, but yet you also want to be a conqueror. I feel like to be a conqueror, you do need to be into politics to some degree.
Not when everybody is subjugated to me.
Did you fucking read a book or something? You know that's strictly against the rules on this ship. You little fucking twat.
I have read plenty of books.
You read plenty of
Here's a-
books.
Look at this fucking nerd. He's got books on the inside of his jar.
It
Don't-
doesn't have any paper.
Don't
and no
insult the
pages.
brain. Respect.
The book floats to the back of my head.
Is that another fuck? I enforce the rules around here. He's a right-hand man, and this is fucking disrespectful.
I'm gonna pick him up again. What,
No,
but
you
what
put
can
down-
you fucking enforce?
Put him down, or I'll take away your belt.
Drops.
I land
That's
again.
what I thought.
Just
Yeah. It's no challenge for me to pick you up, no challenge for you to land.
I used to be huge. Fuck you.
I am huge. What's
Listen,
your fucking point?
Listen, Lizard.
I just.
You're the strongest of us all, and there's no denying that. But remember who's captain. Don't be a fuckwit. Same as you. Same as you.
Wait, I'm on my best behavior. Test.
I can't tell if you're being sarcastic or not. There's no face to read.
Are any of us truly good but well behaved? Just out of question.
No.
I haven't read
No,
one
I've
book
hired
this
you
year.
all because you're the best at what you do. There's no one better at hiding or sneaking. There's no one better at smashing skulls. And, despite my very superior intellect, we must respect our elders who have learned from many hundreds of years of knowledge.
But not from books.
But not from books.
You fucking read another. I'm fucking sick of this crew. I tell you.
Do scrolls count as books?
Yes.
Do they got? Are they bound?
On my ship they do.
Okay, they're books. I didn't know.
Does that mean I can turn all the toilet paper into books in the ship by writing on them?
Don't you fucking dare. Look, we just gotta pick a mission. Stop focusing on this book thing, and just pick a fucking mission.
We're picking them both. That is final.
Are we doing them at the same time?
Yes, well they're both at the same location, are they
Oh,
not?
yes. I love
It's
that.
simple. Save 2 princesses, kill 2 targets, destroy some very valuable documents, big payday.
Can we just can we rescue the prisoners and just fucking destroy the entire prison? I think that would get the documents, right?
How strong do you
You
think
know
you
what?
are?
If they're willing to join the crew, we'll let them out, we'll save them. If they're not, then we'll just kill them.
An excellent recruitment opportunity, right? We'll get some fucking sickos from that prison.
There's your
Well, from-
fleet.
Perfect. Yes.
Maybe don't put them in charge of a
An
ship.
army of the world of the galaxy's most dangerous prisoners as my henchmen.
What's to say you'll be able to keep them under control?
They will be under my control.
Yes, sir.
I forget you don't do the whole politics thing. I feel like they don't do much of the politics thing either. I mean, they will kind
They're
of
like
do-
me, lad. Money and violence.
That's politics for ya.
I mean, yeah, but like politics is great, but if they get a better opportunity, they will take your ship and go somewhere else.
You've got a smart
they
mouth
won't.
on you.
No, they won't.
I have an
They won't.
average
They
intelligence.
won't live long enough.
You guys hear from the bustling upper deck, the rest of your crew that you've left, to kind of at their own devices to man the ship while you guys are discussing. You hear a knock on the door.
Answer.
Excuse me, Captain. We've sighted the prior nearby. What would you like us to do? I'm assuming, do we continue on to our previous destination, or
Correct.
are we going somewhere else, or?
We're accepting these contracts. That is final. The Pentagorium. Send us there.
The Pentagorium?
Yes.
Do you mean?
Yes. Is there a problem?
No.
Why are you
Just
giving me a
kind
funny
of
look? Are you looking at me funny? Are you looking at me funny?
Captain, what did we say about threatening the crew? I know it's your ship, but we do need them to not be dead. We went over this. You killed the whole crew once, and then we couldn't get fucking anywhere. We had to paddle, remember? We had to
Yeah,
get
you-
giant fucking oars. No, most specifically, I had to get a giant fucking oar and paddle the ship.
The space paddles were very big.
Hang on. You killed the previous crew?
Don't you?
Not-
fucking-
You said you dropped them off somewhere else in the Imodium.
I did.
We
Well,
did drop them.
I did. Drop them.
Oh, okay.
They are at the happy farm. The one where the pigs eat the corpses. The
Have you
pigs
ever
are
heard the
very-
old
What's a-
tale of
what's
taking
a
your
pig?
dog to the farm?
The ones
I
that
don't
go.
know.
Anyway.
I've never seen a dog.
I'm on a ship of idiots. Just change our destination to the Pentagonium now. Thank you.
And kind of this young-looking half-orc you know is your navigator. Kind of turns around. You can hear him kind of. What's your passive perception? Relatively high, I think, is it?
11.
Oh,
16.
11.
23.
Okay, you hear him kind of muttering curses. Having to go to the Pentagorium is not something that anybody enjoys,
Oi.
especially.
Oi.
Fuck
See?
off, you little pissant! And then
I
kind
used
of
to
just
be
shoulders
big.
through.
Can
the
I
door.
can I cripple him or something? Can I remove a toe or something for being disobedient?
Yeah, you can try. He's exiting the room.
Come back.
Okay. and
Captain,
kind
don't
of
do anything
pivots.
rash. No one
On.
takes him seriously.
Look, no murder. There'll be no murder. There'll be no murder.
No
You're fine.
injuring. Don't injure. Just gently reprimand. Remember, no one takes the fucking goblin seriously.
Have you been reading? What's all this smart talk about? It sounds like you've been reading many books.
I'll do what I fucking want, you pipsqueak.
It hurts my feelings.
Good. It's meant to.
No,
He's kind of just nervously lingering at the door.
no complaining at all. Remember, why am I not have the? I have the eyes, but he has the ears.
He's got big ones as well.
Very.
Fucking
I've got-
massive ears.
I've got the brains.
He's got the muscle,
Woo!
and I've got the planning.
I mean, that's great and all. I'm just trying to do my job.
Then
So
go
do
do
my-
it and don't mutter under your breath again. Away.
It kind of looks at Hiram a bit. I wouldn't say he takes you very seriously. I would say he kind of is reluctantly listening to you by way of your rank as a grifter that's higher than him. So
Can
he
I
kind of heads off.
can I offer like what he might think of me as?
Sure, if you want to.
Like almost a prefect level of like you don't like them as a person, you don't think they're cool, but they will rat on you.
Yes, I have a
Fair,
snitch as my
yeah.
right hand. It's perfect.
Yeah.
Am I well liked by the crew?
Yeah, I would say so. I think the
Yeah.
one that they dislike maybe the most is probably Hiram. They're definitely afraid of the captain.
Good.
And they're a bit freaked out by
A brain.
Pop junk.
Yeah.
by Colossum, yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty sure I've got the one of the high. Oh, you got the same. We both got. I got 17 charisma. So like,
Nice.
Did you just say I've got 17
Well,
charisma?
you've got 17 charisma as well, don't you?
No, I got 9 charisma.
Oh shit.
Oh,
I
really?
got 17 wisdom.
I've got 7. I've
So
got
I'm
7
the
charisma.
I guess I'm the charisma.
Yeah, I'm not charismatic. I'm
I'm
not-
that smile. I'm the smiling. You know, the face. It's like, you guys know, we'll pay you, right? We pay good. Look at this fucking gold, right?
yes.
You guys, as you're kind of having this discussion amongst yourself, and the navigator's gone off to change the course, you feel a kind of drastic shift of the of the ship itself, the Crimson Hawk. It begins to tilt to one side and kind of skirt around the direction you were going originally, veering off to the right, and you know that you've changed your course with a gentle kind of decompression, and you can hear the kind of gentle fluttering of the sails as they change their course, and you now know that you are headed towards the Pentagorium, or at least you presume so.
I start sliding across the floor. Someone catch me!
I catch you. I try to at least.
I catch both of them.
Yeah.
Just like whack, just like
I have great center of gravity, so I'm just like.
I've got pretty shit decks, but I'm just like I just like kind of grab onto something, just like grab.
Through the cabin walls, you can hear the kind of muffled shouts of your crew kind of working away, communicating with each other before the ship kind of rights itself again with a sudden kind of rocking.
Something tells me the navigator did that deliberately.
Don't worry, I'll go check, and I'll go leave and check on navigator.
Yeah, sure.
Don't tell the lizard. The second we're done with these contracts, I'm killing the navigator. He's pissed me off for the last time.
I teleconnect
Do not tell the lizard.
telepathically rather communicate to the captain. Yes, sir.
I'm just gonna be like I'm just gonna walk up onto the deck and just look out into the fucking space.
Sure.
I'm not gonna talk to anyone.
I'm going to go to the helm just to look out at the vast expanse of space. Just to cool off a little bit.
I'm just
I
gonna-
follow the captain. But just really proud but small.
Good. You're my ears
He's
and
just
you're
a
my
little guy.
Is anyone taking the brain at all, or no? Is
The
anyone-
brain's
taking-
downstairs.
Leaving the brain to its own devices.
Goblin, get the brain.
So yes, sir. I waddle downstairs and what
Spaghetti can't
what do I
fucking move.
do? I need to roll something to see if I can do anything with the brain, or do I just pick it up?
he weighs like
Yeah.
he weighs like 30 pounds.
I have a 9 for strength.
I'm not
Can
very
you lift?
heavy.
Can you lift 15 kilos?
I presume so. Yeah.
Then you can lift the
Cool.
brain.
The liquid kind of sloshes as you walk.
Is it an open top jar? Because this may be a problem.
Are you sealed? Please tell me you're sealed in.
I would say I'm
It's like a jam jar or
Sealed.
something.
One mad turn, the
Yeah.
brain just goes.
Into your street.
Just
It's
falls
an
off into
open fish
space.
tank. Alright, so what would you guys like to do? Have you decided on taking both of the
Mm-hmm.
contracts?
Yes, we're taking
Excellent
both.
idea, Captain. 2 quests are better than 1.
I'm gonna walk up to
That's what
the
I've always
goblin and
said.
just take the brain and put it in like. I assume I've got like some kind of carrier for it, just because I'm typically the one that carries the brain.
Okay.
I've got like some backpack straps or something. I just kind of put it
The
there.
brain carrier.
Yeah.
You got like a
Spell.
front baby carrier.
Just on my. No, it'll be my back.
Would.
Yeah, because. Yeah, so the brain's just sitting on my back now.
Should be a first.
Alright, so as you guys change your
You need to prepare it.
course, shifting
back
into place, you skirt past vast streams of vivid reds, oranges, and blues. You can see twinkling white, bright lights from the stars and an endless expanse. In the distance, asteroid belts and shooting stars pass by, and you make your way towards the Pentagorium, amongst
You
stars
can leave it, it's a ritual spell.
and a vast sea. And that is where we're going to take a very early break this time. We'll see you in a bit.
Because we got food.
Food.
Yummy.
Hello, welcome back. We are going to be resuming our space one-shot, hanging listlessly amongst a sea of bright white crackling stars lies the veritable fortress of enchanted iron and reclaimed stardust known as the Pentagorium. Bands of luminescent teal and white pulse and shift with the arcane energy that courses through this colossal structure, bisecting the imposing exterior of polished iron. As they're bisecting, guys, my favorite word. As the ship begins its approach, the shape of the Pentagorium becomes visible to the crew of grifters. True to its name, the prison itself is separated into two halves, with both sides shaped like half a pentagon, and separated by a network of interspersed bridges, walkways, and an enormous sunken ward buried in the middle of these exterior hallways. Visible just above the crest of these walkways is the top of a dome, clear, though radiating with a slight golden glow. Encased by a thick band of asteroids that leaves only a minor gap at the top and bottom of this belt for approaching vessels to enter into the orbit of this maximum security prison, the Pentagorium is often thought of as impenetrable. Suspended between the space of the aforementioned asteroid belt and the Pentagorium itself are countless docking points and watchtowers that house members of the Prior, ready to strike any that may attempt to escape or enter without obtaining the appropriate permissions to do so. Several small ships zip in and out of the exposed docks of the prison, ferrying visitors and released prisoners to their next location, whilst hulking steel barges deposit cargo and weaponry to the mostly self-sufficient Pentagorium. As a result of the turmoil of the war and the increased work of the Prior in persecuting those deemed criminals amidst this intergalactic warfare, several charter ships can be seen transporting large swaths of people, some docked already and others in mid-flight, both entering and exiting the premises. In order to add another dimension to this impenetrable fortress, those that pass through the asteroid belt that obscures the prison itself are a series of mines and incendiary devices that are set up in a field surrounding the Pentagorium. With constant monitoring of the entry and exit points of this prison as a part of the Prior patrols, the asteroids of Zion's belt and the mines and anti-magic devices of the dead space ensure that any hoping to infiltrate this fortress will almost certainly meet their end, unless, of course, they execute the perfect plan. What is your plan?
Just a quick out of character thing. I was really shocked because I genuinely thought you said mimes. Like there was like a system of like people.
You cannot enter. There is a wall here.
I thought it would have been
Yes.
cool, like a sort of like psychic force that like hold the wall in place. I was like, yo, mimes.
They're all
No.
just Mr. Mime.
This
Mr. Mime.
Space
Mr.
mime is
Mime.
telepathic.
Space Mime.
Now, I'm assuming the navigator didn't, like, bring us anywhere super close. Like, where I'm going to
No,
guess we're...
it's just visible.
Good,
But
good.
you guys are in the space where you're allowed to be. It's not.
Perfect, perfect.
Yeah.
All right. Maximum security prison. Ships coming in and out.
We could go over the top and just drop.
There's going to be surveillance around the entire prison.
Well,
Space jump,
let's-
space jump.
No.
Well, think about it.
There are...
If
Have you not... Look at the belt. You see those little... You see those little glintingly little specks in the asteroid belt? They will explode you. They will eviscerate
I-
you atom by
I know.
atom.
But they've got the hole at the top, right? Now, also, hypothetically, just speaking, if we could go invisible,
Mm-hmm.
we could just jump off and then fly, and then they just like fly before we hit the
And what
ground.
makes you think they don't have capabilities of true sight?
I mean, how good is their eyesight? They're gonna just see us dropping, just.
That is their job.
Yeah, but like,
Well, I mean, you
They're
just
jo-
explained exactly the problem. They're gonna see us dropping, and then you sort of just wiped it off like it was nothing.
Not to mention, we're not exactly familiar with how gravity works around this place.
we'll be dropping.
May I ask, Holly?
Yeah.
Do we know or do we see anything that might indicate how gravity is behaving in the
Roll a
Very naughty
perception check.
gravity.
perception?
Can the brain actually see?
I can sense in other ways.
Okay, I'll let you roll an intelligence check.
Okay, I'm not going to argue with this.
Just
Gu-
a quick question.
Guidance at a D4.
Add a D4.
At a D4.
Beep, bop, 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 beep. Well, we're fine anyways.
I know,
D4's
but-
not gonna... 25.
There we go.
25.
See? Smart. See, it pays to have a smart
you
brain.
know that for the docking purposes of ships, there is a slight difference between the exterior of the asteroid belt and the interior of the asteroid belt, but it's nothing that would affect the vessel so much that it would be impossible to dock a ship. So you could still dock a ship. You know that the interior of the Pentagorium is vastly different. It is essentially akin to Earth gravity. So where you guys are now, you've become accustomed to the specific gravity field that operates on your ship. So you can walk and things like that, but generally in space, the dome that covers your ship makes things a little bit. It's not the same as the gravitational force that affects Earth. So you guys can jump a bit higher. Walking feels different. So there is a difference in that aspect, but it wouldn't. Nothing to you seems like it would be a problem for you to dock a ship there. You would assume whoever's navigating or steering would be able to gauge it as soon as the vessel breaks the asteroid belt.
Sure.
I think the most logical way, instead of jumping onto the actual maximum security facility, is to sneak onto one of those cargo ships. That way we can keep all of our gear. We can get in nice and quiet. We act nice and quiet until we have to. And then, if we get discovered, that's when we start smashing heads.
I've got to say, Captain, it's a pretty bright idea.
I know. Thank you.
As much as I love your wisdom, I'm not exactly a quiet sort as I kind of like move my body in this like this arm of
Did you not? I swear. What happened to the what happened to the mithril armor that you had like 7 parsecs ago?
I got this this dwarven plate armor. It means they can't shove me back.
And you didn't. We break it. You know we've broken into prisons before, right? We've gone on many stealth missions before, right?
Yeah, but they weren't like I've never been particularly stealthy, Captain. You know this.
Neither am I. That's why I equip
The
myself
last
with the right.
time Danube was stealthy was about a light year ago, and that's a long amount of time.
Maybe you were the reason that the last contract went botch.
I am literally when we say stealthy, it is. Hey, look, they're all dead now. There's no reports back.
We can always leave you on the ship.
No, we're going to need him. If we're going to assassinate 2 targets, we're going to need the muscle.
Also, how else are you going to get them out of the cells? I can just take the entire wall off.
You're not the only strong creature on board this ship. Remember?
Exactly.
I'm just gonna grab like kind of where the bicep should be and squeeze once.
Ow.
You pop his bicep.
Yeah, just dislocate the shoulder.
God
You are
now has one
Dramatic
arm.
memory.
Do
You
we
are-
see any... did you mention if there are any ships docking or...
Yeah, there are a few that are docking at the actual Pentagorium itself.
Mhm.
You can see that there are smaller prior watch ships that are kind of circling the asteroid belt. It seems like they have quite a regular system of patrols. So you can see that they're much smaller vessels. They're only for one person, really, and designed for speed rather than carrying any additional passengers. You don't see any... There's no docking points just outside the asteroid belt, so you guys are currently still coasting around the outskirts where you're allowed to be. You do see some cargo ships that are exiting and some that are entering, though they appear to be a little ways off from you now.
How do they get through the asteroid and mine fields?
Roll a history check for me.
Oh.
Guidance.
Can I roll a perception check to see if I can just watch them do it? Are there ships currently leaving and going now?
Guidance
firstly?
is
Yeah.
plus...
Could I
Actually,
just-
I might
Plus a
use one of...
D4.
Should I use one of my lucks?
If you want to.
I might
No,
save
no,
it
no,
for
no,
something more
don't worry,
important.
don't worry. I'm looking at the ship and I'll tell you what I see because I'm not very smart, but I can just tell you directly what I see.
17?
17. You know that from some of the things that you've read before.
Not from books.
Not from books. You just intuitively know.
He's a brain. He's like, that makes sense.
Did we say that scrolls count as a book?
Yes.
Well,
Yeah.
on the
Okay.
ship they do. So if he's read a scroll outside of the ship, I'll allow
400
it.
years is a long time.
I'm gonna
From
put-
things that you've heard, you know that.
I've not always been a part of the crew, so
Exactly.
maybe I have read them.
Maybe like the last, 30 years you've been a part of the crew.
You know that to pass through the minefield and the asteroid belt, for smaller vessels, it's generally that they navigate it themselves. So usually they have an experienced pilot who has been through the asteroid belt a couple of times or through the minefield a couple of times, knows where to kind of knows exactly where the mines are. They don't typically move too much, though once a year they do shift. So it's mostly experienced pilots that'll be kind of moving through that way. What did you get for your perception check?
22.
22. Damn. Alright. So with your 17, you also know that sometimes you can have a boarding pass, and you're not too sure magically what exactly it does, but it appears that ships just, like the cargo ships, the larger vessels, just pass through the asteroid belt, seemingly with no damage caused to them. With your 22, you notice that some ships who are more of a medium size, though you do see some of the larger vessels also,
Mm-hmm.
have an escort, a prior escort that will take them through the path that is easiest for their size of ship, through the minefields and through the asteroid belt, though the asteroid belt is harder to navigate for bigger ships.
I would like to relay this information to the brain.
Guys, hypothetically, do you see those little fleety bastards, little what ships that are going about? If we stole one of those, we wouldn't even get the cargo search. We would be watchmen.
How exactly would we get our hands on one of those?
Do we have a harpoon I could borrow?
You don't think they'd notice?
I mean, we could just take one. They've got how
It'd
many
have
are
to
flying
be-
around?
How many?
Like little what ships are there?
There's probably 50 or so. There's quite a lot. This is a really
mean-
big prison.
So your idea is to sneak onto one of the watch ships itself.
I was gonna say steal it, but yeah, sure, sneak.
You'd have to be so fast that they didn't have time to alert the others.
Did somebody say fast?
You know what? I will give you credit for that. That's not a bad idea. If we can commandeer one of their vessels, we can just fly on right through.
Trust me, there'll be nothing common about this.
Jesus.
By the-
And then you know how to fly a ship, right, Captain?
Of course I do.
By
Does
the
Captain?
Wait, James. Go.
by the look of these little ships, would there be any indication of how many crew they would hold?
Like I said before, they're usually only for one pilot.
One pot.
So
Okay.
you can.
This is
There are some cargo holds in these ships, so you could probably sneak someone onto them.
Say 4 people?
3 people.
3 people and a brain.
Brainer's jar.
2 medium-sized creatures, a small goblin, and a brain.
Technically, the
Yes.
Warforged doesn't need to breathe.
Yes.
Yes.
Can I make an intelligence check to figure out, like, to gain an awareness of, like, the actual size of the ship? Of, like, that would be a feasible idea.
Sure.
Okay.
We don't all need to fit on the ship.
No, just us 4. We're going to be the infiltrators. Everybody, the crew members are going to stay behind.
They'll be getaway drivers.
Yeah.
What's your point there, Brian?
Oh damn, that's a very low roll.
What point are you trying to make?
That's it.
I'm just thinking.
14.
With a 14, it's possible you could do it. The logistics of it would mean that you'd have to remove a prior. With a 14, they have, you know, that they have very regular patrol routes.
Mhm.
So you could wait and get somebody on their patrol route, but you know that the prior are very steadfast in their approach to routine. So they would, that there would be a very small window, so you'd have to act very quickly, but you could possibly catch them unawares on a patrol. If you like to observe them, you can see if there are any routes or where they pause that you might be able to do it, but you'd have to get through the asteroid belt to get to a prior watch docking station.
That's the hard part.
We could always rock hop. Or we could...
Rock hop. What about the mines?
Space jump, space jump.
Captain, I know the brain doesn't have any, but we have these amazing things called eyes.
Roll an Arcana check for me, please.
Bibbidi-bop-bop.
Roll an eye check right now.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. You've heard that the asteroid belt functions sometimes as if it's an anti-magic field.
Uh-oh. Well, there is one more thing to take into consideration.
Spill it out.
I have heard rumors that the asteroid belt has some anti-magical properties. But I know if it's just the belt or everything contained within, like, the whole prison as well, as it's kind of like surrounded by the belt. Is it?
With a 20, you know that the pentagorium...
Are you okay, Locke? You?
Yeah. Don't choke on Red Bull.
My body. She's like, yeah, now you want to cough. I'm like, I'm drinking.
the body rejects.
Your body reject. Your
Your
body.
body knows what's good for you, and it knows that it's not Red Bull.
With your dirty 20, you know that the pentagorium itself has a very specific system of anti-magic that it uses. So sometimes they're able to override some aspects of the anti-magic field within the actual prison to give to their guards and things like that. So the higher ups generally do have some magical items, but anti-magic containment fields are within the prison walls, definitely. There are some anti-magic devices that can be employed, like EMTs, within the walls of, so between the asteroid belt and the actual pentagorium itself, they kind of function as if it's a mine. As far as the asteroid belt itself, you know that it's generally to avoid, say somebody goes on a spacewalk and they, for some reason, get all the way to the asteroid belt, or they're trying to enter in from the asteroid belt. It's usually only a very small area of effect, so an individual person who comes into contact with an asteroid without the protection of a vessel would most likely be subject to an anti-magic, effect.
But if you're inside a vessel, then potentially
Then
not.
it's, yeah. You've
Okay.
noticed that most of the vessels that pass through don't appear to be affected by, so they all have some kind of enchantment on them to make them fly, or to ensure that you can have an open ship deck like yours, and various enchantments to, I guess, make it faster or hold more, things like that. They don't seem to be affected as they go through the asteroid belt, but very small individuals you assume might be affected if they were to try and pass through this asteroid belt.
Is there like anti-teleportation around the prison?
Roll a... You can roll either a history or just a straight up Arcana check.
Can I roll one as well?
Hey, can I help someone else do it?
Sure.
I'll just ask the question.
Yo, you got plus 10 on Arcana as well.
Yeah, I'm a smart boy.
I am not.
I'm gonna guidance my stuff as
Oh,
well.
we're both plus 20. No, not
Plus
plus
5,
20,
yeah.
plus 5s.
That's very good. 25.
You know that closer to the pentagorium itself, they do have teleportation devices. You don't think that there are any in the asteroid belt specifically.
Okay.
We
The-
could.
The belt will be fine the closer we get to the prison, obviously.
I should say, though, you can't actually teleport into the Pentagorium. That's
that
what I
makes-
meant. So
yes,
you can't
that makes
teleport in, but
Can you teleport out?
no.
Well, there we go. Well, I have a side plan. For
I
that.
mean,
It's fine.
We could always, just going back to the old plan of capturing one of the little scout ships, we could teleport on board.
will we fit on there? I mean, we could teleport on the wings and just kind of rip the pilot out. I could rip off a wing if we really wanted to and say we're crashing.
We want
Have to avoid making
well,
too much of a scene.
my I mean my plan, my thought is we sneak on board one of these smaller vessels. We say that there's some damage. We have to go off route because they're going to be very stern about their routines and their flight patterns. We have damages, internal damages. We need repairs. We fly in for repairs, and that's how we get in.
Captain, don't worry. I'm a people person. I got this. I'll just say, look, guys, the wing's fallen off. Can I, like spiral into the yard real quick? I'm not much of a choice, really.
Well, they'll have to listen, won't they? All right.
Maybe we could rubble ride, or wreckage ride in.
Wreckage ride. Wreckage ride. That's not a bad idea. Full like full like Han Solo in Empire Strikes Back sort of thing.
We probably don't want to sit around here too long, just
No.
in case we start.
I'm assuming we're kind of like just doing it like very slow flybys, not trying to draw too much attention. I would have told the navigator that because I mean we got there we got there very quickly. I would have told him, look, keep it far away, don't engage, don't draw too much attention. If it looks like you're drawing too much attention, fly further away. We don't want to be, you know.
We are close enough to see the little ships.
I didn't think we'd get there right away. I'm surprised that my baby is as fast.
I
It makes me
assume
happy.
we have some level of binoculars
I
as
just
well.
did a time skip. I
Okay.
realized.
Well,
I'm not punishing you guys for getting there quickly.
Yeah.
I just thought
I would have relayed the general like don't do this and do this to the
you guys
navigator.
are outside of the prior watches.
Yeah.
Kind of
Observation area.
No, good. That's what I want.
catchment zone.
Catchment zone.
What can I do?
All right. So, do we want to sneak onto a cargo ship, or do we want to try our luck in getting onto one of those little military ships?
It'll be a tight squeeze.
It's going to be a very tight squeeze, but there'll be no check. Look, the advantage is it'll be an easier getting in on a convoy ship, but we're probably going to get checked. If we get on a little military ship, we're probably not going to get checked, but we might have to do a very small fight, and it's going to be a tight squeeze.
Are there any larger military ships, or just the small little watch ones?
Roll a perception check for me, please.
Guidance.
Alright, cool. I'll take it because I'm not great at perception.
It's a cantrip.
Oh, I did tell you proficiency in it, so that's. somewhat-
Guidance is ruining my life.
Guidance is just the best.
It's actually insanely powerful.
Yeah.
Yes, I know.
18, 24,
It's so good.
27 on my perception check.
27.
Goddamn.
You do see that closer to the Pentagorium itself, there are larger vessels, but the ones on the outskirts are really just kind of scouting or, I guess, designed for speed. So most of the ones that are accessible to you from where you are on the outskirts would be smaller vessels. But if you were to go further in, then you know that there might be some larger ones that are used for containment of prisoners and things like that, if there are any break-ins or breakouts.
Okay, so they're like large kind of. Say if we were to be breaking out, they would land one of those things
Yes.
and like drop guns off.
Yep.
That could be a way out.
Could be a way. Yeah,
We've
way out. We need a way in first.
If we can get onto the roof, we can just teleport out.
Well, they've got the anti-teleportation stuff on the prison.
Only,
I have an idea of the anti-teleportation. Once
isn't
we
that
get
just
outside.
like inside the prison and on the belt? Or is it everything contained within the belt? Sorry, I know we've been over this a few times.
No.
It's
No,
okay,
the belt's got nothing, but the prison, like around the prison itself, is anti-magic.
Okay.
But yeah, if we store one of the drop ships, basically, we could get on that and then just fly out. We'll be chased by a lot, but basically once we get out of the kind of animated field, we can just teleport off the drop ship.
Mm-hmm.
I imagine the ships are probably properly equipped to navigate through the minefield as well.
Probably.
I'd hope so. I mean, I guess they don't
But
typically
We could, in
leave.
theory, teleport from the ship, and that way they will be chasing a ghost ship. We fly that a different direction. Once we're out of the field, we teleport across to our
That's
ship.
a good idea.
That is a very good idea.
Okay, but how are we getting in?
See, can we lift the ban on fucking books now? I get all these ideas from books.
Don't it-
Just this once.
I
Go.
don't like this, Captain.
You don't have to like it. I don't like it either. Read. Away. Go. Go. Getting impatient. I want to get in.
By the way, all the books I've stowed away are comic books.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not saying that, I'm saying they're books, but they're like little comic books. I've got like a little
Yes.
stash under my bed.
Excellent. Excellent.
Got into the galaxy.
Yeah.
It's so simple.
And if we felt really ballsy, we could fill the bait ship full of HE,
Full of what?
high explosive.
Helium.
Or that. I mean, that's less explosive.
But it makes everyone sound funny.
I don't want to sound
And that's
funny.
what matters.
I want to
Moments
sound.
before death, though, they're like, "Help me, please, Captain!
They
Captain,
all
my
turn
lungs are
into-
burning."
No, you don't. Helium's dangerous because you don't feel your lungs burn.
Oh, I'm so sorry, sir.
What gives the sensation of suffocation is carbon dioxide building up in your lungs. So as long as you can get rid of it, you don't feel like you're suffocating.
I don't breathe, so it's fine.
Neither do I.
Nice.
I can hold my breath for just a really long period of time.
Okay.
I breathe a lot, and it's probably an issue.
You're a loud mouth breather.
Honestly, that actually makes sense as your character. Just
Okay. What's
yes,
the plan?
Captain.
Okay. I feel like it'll be a lot easier if we actually take the small ship and we get in there. I feel like we can fit the four of us.
Cool. How do we get the ship?
Well, do you wanna go rock hopping, or do you wanna somehow try and lure them out and then we can jump in that way?
I could fly at them,
I can fly.
but like we're
No,
really
no.
small, and we only get the anti-magic if we touch the asteroids, right? So in theory, if we just fly really carefully, the mines are designed to stop ships, not like a single person with fucking wings, right?
Exactly.
So like I can carry the two little ones.
Space jump.
Well, we're not jumping, we're flying. I mean, we can jump, but that's less controlled. The flying, we can kind of gently bubble our way through, and just kind of jump on one. We can just kind of jump a ship. And I could. I mean, we could.
I
Also,
don't think we can be so sure about those mines. Best not risk our lives. But one of the crewmates, on the other hand,
Oh.
I don't.
that navigator.
Let's not. I mean, I know we like. I know you guys like hurting the crew and all that, but we A, need them, and B, I don't really think that one of them can take one of those ships.
No.
No, I
Then-
don't think
That was
No,
not what I
our
meant.
crew, no.
I
No
can take
way.
one of those ships, but
It's a stealth mission for them. If they make it, they do reconnaissance.
I'm like, I mean, do we have
It's-
cannons?
Yeah.
Probably.
How big are the cannons?
Wait,
Are
where
they
are you going with
people-sized
this? Do you want to like
cannons?
shoot the mines and blow them up, or you want to
Well, I want to shoot myself out.
It's gonna be a long, long time.
hang on. Does anybody have the capability of turning invisible?
I think so.
Well then,
Because if you can hold these two, and I can fly on my own, can't we all just turn? This is so much simpler. Can't we all just turn fucking invisible and then just fucking fly through? And just
God,
dodge the mines.
if only someone had suggested jumping whilst invisible. What was again the reason? They might have true sight.
Oh yeah, true. I did say that, didn't I?
When the captain mentioned this, I put my hands on my just hips. I'm just like,
I'm that guy who will only accept an idea if I think it came out of my own brain. It's like, oh, they know what that makes. That could be an idea.
yeah.
No, I
What a
don't have
great
this-
idea, Captain. I wonder who gave you that inspiration.
Myself, obviously.
No, I've got no invisibility.
Well, that rules that plan out. God damn it.
I'm very sneaky, but not quite invisible. It's a problem.
We could fly him out of the cannon just for pleasure.
No. Okay. I want to memorize as best I can the flight pattern of what to me is like the biggest of these single man craft shafts. I want to know. I want to like be able to time it right so that way we can, all the four of us can like go asteroid hopping and try to commandeer this vehicle.
Can I offer a suggestion of the captain, and rather than looking for the biggest, look for the most isolated one?
Well, all right, I'll accept that. The most isolated one.
Okay.
Yes, the one furthest out on route. That does make sense.
And has like the least chance of reinforcements, basically. Because they do make a noise when you need to
it's
fuck
very
off.
it's very hard playing smart. I don't know about you, but it's very hard for me to play a smart guy.
Okay, so let me get this straight. You want to memorize the route of somebody that is isolated or the biggest?
Isolated. We're gonna go
Okay.
isolated.
And then you're hoping to do what?
I want to try and time it so that way once we leave our ship, we'll like get through the asteroid belt as best we can, and then right as like the ship's about to come through, we'll kind of collide with it, and then rip the pilot out. We'll get in, and then we'll make up an excuse to say, "Oh, our ship has sustained some damage from the asteroid belt. We need to fly in for repairs."
Quick question about space rules. Breathing in space? No? Yes.
I'm gonna guess no.
I would say no.
Cool.
Well, I don't need to breathe.
Cold in space? Kill us? Yes? No?
I'm going to say no for cold in space, even though I know that is accurate. But I'm gonna
Technically,
say
it's not cold, right? It's just your
It's
It's
body.
very
just-
cold, but it will not cool you down.
Yep.
yeah, I'm going to say no just because that makes things very complicated for a one-shot.
Is it? Yeah, so...
Surely
Kind
we
of-
would have. Surely we would have some sort of like breathing devices.
I'm going
right?
to say I had assumed that you guys might
Have.
do a spacewalk, so I'm gonna say you have devices that'll keep you warm and will.
Cool.
will
I
for
assume mine's
breathing.
just like a faceplate, basically. It just covers my snout.
No, well, what do you want it to look like?
Well, I imagine my plate armor is like pretty like space designed already, so I've got like kind of a vacuum seat already underneath and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I imagine I will be quite quite the border. You know, because I've got 5 javelins as ranged weapons. So I'm like,
And I was just thinking for the breathing device, it would just be like a collar sort of thing that hangs around your neck.
oh, okay.
As a
kinda
creature that
thick
doesn't need to
bit.
breathe, I'm not worried by this.
I just need to have my lid screwed on nice and tight.
I will be breathing.
You two mouth breathers, put on some devices. We're gonna go for a bit of a space jump.
Captain, yes, Captain.
Boarding time. My favorite bit of any mission. Boarding
I-
other ships.
I hate boarding time.
Really? Okay.
No, it gets messy.
But they get all exactly. It does get messy.
Exactly.
Okay, roll a
Mm-hmm.
perception check for me.
Can I assist?
Yes. you may assist.
you. I'm non-perceptive.
Why are you rolling? Oh no, I won't.
Ooh, actually rolled really well. Dirty 20.
20. So after a little bit of analysis, you can see that there is one ship in particular that is... It's kind of hard to pick it out because they usually travel relatively close to one another, and it almost seems as if they're traveling in rings. So there's different stages of essentially of where their routes would be following. For the most isolated ship, it's in the innermost ring of I guess, their orbit, as part of their watch. You see that it's never isolated for more than about 30 seconds.
It's gonna be
But there
tight.
is a certain point where it passes behind a prior watch tower,
Mm-hmm.
and it's obscured from vision from most of the other ships that you can see at this point. Roll a history check for me, please, just to see how well you memorize exactly the route.
That was gonna be a 20. table ruined it.
25.
25, nice. So, yeah, you're kind of an old hand at this. You've watched a lot of people, you've watched a lot of ships, you've watched a lot of different organizations to see where the exact point is of infiltration, and you're very, very good at memorizing exactly what the movement patterns are of these various of your various targets. So yeah, after a while, I'd say probably about an hour or so, you can get down the route for the most isolated ship, and you remember it pretty well.
Perfect. It's all the memory banks, baby. All right.
One thing to note is that it never, because it's in the inner ring, it
Mhm.
never goes towards the asteroid belt.
Mm-hmm. How far is the most inner ring towards the asteroid belt? if I can somehow gauge that in a distance.
What did you roll? You rolled a 20.
25.
For your perception?
Oh, perception? Yeah, dirty 20.
20. Space is pretty vast.
Mm-hmm.
You'd say it's probably upwards of 120 feet.
Okay, that's not that bad. Okay.
So we find
From
ourselves.
from the asteroid belt, not from where you are.
Yeah, I know. Okay. 120 feet. There's a brief window. Okay.
So 30 seconds, 30 foot around. Have 5 rounds basically before their ambition, right? Because it's 30 seconds, so 5 rounds, and 2 of those rounds will be dashing.
Mm-hmm.
What's my fly speed with the wings again?
My fly speed is 60.
So anti-magic fields, does that affect shadow hopping as a monk?
No, that's. Ooh, I don't know. That's up to DM discretion.
I would say probably not, no.
Cool, because then I can lead the way.
Perfect. Really?
Just hopping from asteroid to asteroid on the dark side of each asteroid, stealthing my way along until plip plop plop, I make my way to a shadow on
Touching
the ship.
asteroids? Do you have to have a solid place to land to do your shadow hopping?
No, not specific.
Oh shit! I can make 120
Just
foot
in
in
a
a
shadow.
round.
In a round.
Well, it's 60 foot of flying, so I dash.
Oh yeah, me too. Yeah,
I'm
true.
just going to quickly look up the rules for shadow hopping, and we'll see.
I can read it for you now if you'd like.
I won't remember it.
Cool.
I'm better if I read.
Is it like Dimension Door, kind of?
That's what I'm wondering.
Yeah, because Dimension Door, you don't have to have line of sight on where you're going as well, so you could teleport directly into the ship and get sneak attack.
Mm.
No, I need to see it.
Do they have windows in the ships?
Yeah, you have. They have a large cockpit that they can see you guys in.
Well then. And then, theoretically, if that guy kicks it, the ship can have
Your
the
way of
engine
shadow, is that
malfunction
correct?
behind the
Say
wind.
again?
the
Your
wind-
way of shadow? Is
Yeah.
that right?
Way of Shadow and then Assassin Rogue.
Your ability is it way of the
It's
shadow?
Way of Shadow that the ability is in.
Okay.
Yeah.
So teleport behind him, nothing personnel, kid, sneak attack.
Nothing personnel, kid. Absolutely.
And if not, giant fucking dragon lands on your windscreen and just grabs you from it. Thank you. Don't need the fucking door.
Fucking oath. Yeah, fucking oath. Yeah.
I can also teleport by throwing my blade to a place and then teleporting to the blade.
What kind of ability is that?
That's a psychic teleportation. Oh no, I'm
Oh.
a soul blade. I'm not an assassin.
Oh,
I'm
you're a
soul
soul
blade.
knife rogue.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. You don't. Yeah, that's not magic. That's psychic shit. You're gonna be fine once we're inside.
I've got like slow fall. I'm good with space.
Yeah, the monk rogue combo is actually really good.
I can't find it. What did you say the ability's called?
The ability is called Shadow Step.
Oh, Shadow Step. Okay.
And I need to be in shadow to use it.
I could be really mean here. I'm actually gonna say
Mm.
I'm usually very lenient, but it says you gain the ability to step from one shadow into another.
Oh, but to step
You have to land on it. So I'm gonna say you actually have to have something physical underneath you.
And to touch the
So
asteroids
you would
is
have
bad?
to touch.
Yes.
Oh, I thought they were just anti-magic.
No,
Which means you couldn't shadow step, right?
No, Shadow Step's not magic.
Oh.
I'm just
Yeah.
saying this is my ruling. You have to step on the asteroid.
Yeah.
Could they step on a person?
How would that
if
work?
they were in shadow.
So I think Lucky's planning to dive out into space and then I shadow step onto your tummy.
Well, basically, I can fly under an asteroid so we're in shadow, and you can shadow step from my body. Because I'm already going to be carrying both of you.
Like, are you suggesting that I get to your body and then I hop to the ship from there?
Yeah, basically. Well, because
But-
the brain's
oh,
going to be on
okay.
my back, and then you're going to be, like, hugged in my just giant biceps, but then I could, like, flip on my back, and you can stand and then shadow step from that.
So I'll step on. So we'll fly across, and then I'll step from your body into the shadows of the ship. Is what you're suggesting?
Yeah.
Okay, that sounds like a workable plan.
Sure,
It's pretty. I don't know how to get you inside once I'm
D&D
inside.
shenanigans.
But to get
Sure.
once you've got into the ship and stabbed the guy,
Should I take off the windshield? Is there
Oh
like
yeah, you gotta let us in.
What? I
Like
was
an
just gonna grab onto a wing.
Ah, you wanna do it that way? Wait.
Well, because that way I can kind of pick like a landing. Because that way, if they've got guards or something on the platform, we don't all have to sneak out of the ship. I can just kind of throw myself under like the platform or something.
Okay.
oh bookish one? I have a question.
Yes.
Where would I don't want them ringing anyone for help. So can I turn that off? How would I turn that off? Do you
You-
know if I can turn that off?
You wanna turn off the communication devices?
Yeah.
Of course you can do that.
Well, how?
There'll be a button.
There's a button for that?
Yes. If they're trying to hail you for comms, you just refuse the comm. You just say technical difficulties, and then you.
Oh no, when we're on the ship and stopping them from hailing for further help when we're
I think-
Oh, you want to
oh,
jam this signal?
The
Yeah.
best course of action would be incapacitating the pilot.
Correct.
What if there's two pilots?
There's only one pilot.
There's
There's
only
only
one pilot?
Do you listen?
I've
There's
been
only
managing
one
the
pilot.
stream and-
There's only one pilot.
I'm just
Excellent.
giving you a hard time.
Excellent. Okay. I
Mhm.
could probably manage one.
I have ideas for handling them.
I could. Okay.
What's your idea?
Yeah.
Feeble mind.
And then do I
Ooh.
stab them a lot? What do I do from there?
That's.
Yep.
In theory, I could just command him.
Yeah, true.
You there, fucking stop.
Yeah, exactly. All right. I feel like this is the most concrete plan that we've got. So I feel like we're,
I accidentally put the word fuck it, the word stop, fucking stop, and then just fucking stop. Just scream this across the asteroid field. The guy's like brakes.
Actually, I've got something a little better. I can cast silence on the area.
there you go.
For the duration, no sound can be created within or pass through a 20-foot radius sphere centered at the point you choose within range.
Ooh.
Perfect.
Just no one talk.
Perfect.
We'll cross that. We'll cross
Do you
that
think
bridge
there's
when we
an
get to it.
emergency button?
This is genius. Let's do it.
Let's
Yes,
do it.
Almost definitely an
Yeah,
emergency
But if
button.
there's an emergency button, that's not noise.
Just don't let them
Just-
Yes, don't worry.
Just
Feeble
restrain.
mind. They'll be too dumb to
Just
find the button.
restrain them. Just restrain them.
Okay,
If
I
you
won't-
can't kill them, make sure they can't touch anything.
I just kind of pick
okay,
up his
okay.
sausage arms. Restrain him with what?
Feeble mind turns their intelligence to 1. So hopefully they won't be bright enough to.
I've got this.
Think
I've
of
got
any
this. I
plans.
just need to trust myself.
All right.
Just need to.
I want to get the ship
trust.
in line as close as we can to, like, from what I've memorized through the coordinates, and so that way we can get the most optimal and perfect jump.
Sure.
So I'll tell the
Easy
navigator to
enough
do
to
that.
do. You enter relatively. How close do you want to be to the asteroid belt?
Not.
Because the optimal jumping point will probably be relatively close.
Yeah.
So what's like the does the restricted area go all the way to the edge of the asteroid belt, or
Yes.
so we can put the ship directly to the edge, like just near the edge of the belt, and then just go across from there?
You actually roll just a general intelligence check for me.
Do I
please.
get advantage because I was a soldier?
Sure.
Hell yeah!
Guidance.
Sure.
General intelligence check. Oh, that's not good.
General intelligence.
Yep.
General intelligence.
All right. Luckily I have advantage.
D4. Okay, the D4.
Yep. Please be a good D4. You a good D4? You are a good D4. That's a 19.
Hell yeah.
To see how far the
Yeah.
watch extends. So you know that the Pentagorium, they have a lot of serious criminals in the Pentagorium. And they also have a lot of people who think that they'd like to try and break out these criminals. So the Prior is kind of an all-encompassing, ever-watchful, kind of always on your ass police organization, essentially. And though they are, when they're affiliated with the Pentagorium, they are not necessarily allowed to persecute you for being on the outskirts of the asteroid belt. If you're doing something suspicious, they do have the power to. So you'd want to do it discreetly.
I mean, we could just have the ship drive along the side and just jump off
I was gonna
randomly.
say, yeah, do a quick like.
And that way they'll be chasing the ship because I don't think they've got that good eyes to go
Mhm.
like, ooh,
As long as we don't, as long as the ship doesn't officially cross the borders for more than like for more than a millisecond, we'll be fine. Do a quick drive-by, we jump off to our most optimal point. The ship will stay out of range. We're going to fly through the asteroid belt and slash jump, and then calculating the amount of time that we actually like. I assume that I can calculate the amount of time that we need to from jumping to the ship, getting through the belt, getting to the most optimal point to then snag the ship from my 25 history check for memorizing the route.
Yeah, you got a 25. Like I said before, there's usually a 30-second window where it's not visible to other ships, though the 30 seconds that you were counting, you would say it's usually... So what was your exact question? It was
I want to know how long.
how long it'd take you to get to the asteroid belt?
Yeah, how long would it take from the moment we jump, getting through the asteroid belt, getting to that ship? How long would it take, like, provided it's, like, perfect timing? You know what I mean?
Perfect timing.
Yeah.
Alright, let me do some calculations, because I think from where the asteroid belt starts, it's probably about 500 feet to the ship you're trying to get to.
Big belt. Okay. But if we can, like, get to the edge of the
Space
asteroid
is
belt
big,
and wait...
dude.
That's why I want to time it. So it's like, if we... I want to give us more time to get through the asteroid belt.
Yeah.
So that way we're not going to be rushing our asses.
From your ship now, it's 150 to
the belt?
The belt.
And the width of the belt is what,
The
500
width of the belt is only 300.
Mm-hmm.
Do they patrol the belt?
They...
What's that noise?
I think someone's getting a phone call.
It's not me.
Somebody's being called. You're being summoned.
Take me.
Well,
Beam
that
me
solves
up.
that problem.
That was weird.
So they don't necessarily patrol within the belt, but they are watching the belt. They watch the outskirts of the Pentagorium region. So that is the asteroid belt itself. So let me just... I'm going to have to write this down so I know.
So they watch
Jesus.
the outskirts of the belt and the inside of the belt, but not inside the actual belt.
Yes.
Cool. So
That's
we
good.
do the quick swoop,
Yeah.
and then we can take our time getting through the belt, avoiding mines.
Exactly.
Namely mines.
Exactly. That's what I want to do, because if they can't see into the belt. So as long as we have time to get through the belt
They can
safely.
see into the belt. There's no ships patrolling inside the belt. So they might be able to see you. You don't know.
I mean, it's going to be pretty fucking hard. As long as we take our time and hide behind
Yeah,
rocks.
take our time, provided we roll good stealth checks as well. We should hopefully get through the belt okay, and then we'll wait, and then jump, bam, on the ship, into the Pentagorium. And then we can make some actual progress.
Good stealth rolls are
Is your dexterity trash?
Yeah, it's a -1 dex and a good disadvantage.
Disadvantage.
Okay, enhance ability is going to be not going to do much for you then, is it?
No.
It's going to make you roll flat.
What if you pass without a trace?
Oh my god.
That would
Wait,
help.
can you do that?
Yes, I can.
Oh my god, that's going to be so good.
Okay.
Faithful little goblin at your service.
That one would help.
Good. Have that at the ready.
So yes, sir.
Does space have weather?
Does space have weather?
Well, there are... I mean, do you want, like, a DM answer? Are you asking me in character, or do you want to know
Yeah.
outside? Okay. Roll a... nature check.
Fair enough.
Guidance.
Did not expect that today.
Guidance is
D4.
For
That's a
DM
one.
answer.
24.
Yes.
24.
Yes. You know that there are instances definitely of solar storms, of kind of dust clouds created by stardust.
Okay, read it out.
So would you say that the control weather spell might be able to influence the visibility of surrounding the...
Perhaps, but it depends on how much stardust is in the vicinity.
Sure. On a day like today, Or I guess it's not day or night because we're in space. But
Correct. At a time period like
the
right now.
moment.
How much control of the weather do you have with that spell?
That's a good question. You take control of the weather within 5 miles of you.
Ooh.
Alright. 570 feet. This is the answer.
Mm-hmm.
570 feet from where. Okay, let me explain.
Mm-hmm.
So the outskirts of the belt to your ship now
Mhm.
is 150 feet away.
150 feet, yeah.
Then the width of the actual belt itself is 300 feet.
Mm-hmm.
And then from the edge of the belt to the ship is 120 feet.
Okay, perfect.
So it's 570.
Okay, cool.
5 rounds.
5 rounds. 5 rounds.
Yeah, it says you can change precipitation, temperature, or wind. So
Blow the ships, of course.
Well, there's no air
Really?
in space.
Is that all
so
it
you
can
can't
do?
have
It's an
wind.
8th level bloody spell. It should do more.
Also notable, I'm not sure if you're using any of the Spelljammer stuff, but there is gravity wells as well in space.
I did not know. I don't have Spelljammer.
I know.
So. I
We
mean,
Yeah.
did this before Spelljammer was a thing, so...
But yeah, natural hazard in space, gravity wells.
Okay, cool.
Uh,
Gravity wells. I mean, I don't know if that. What's the circumstance of gravity well?
oh, it's just random bits of space have gravity.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure that's how it works. Give me a second. I imagine there wouldn't be any in the area.
I was gonna say
Probably
probably, not
not.
in the
Yeah.
auditorium. It's relatively well controlled, but maybe sometimes on the outskirts, just bopping around.
We ready to go?
Aye.
I feel like it's now or never, so... Navigator, get ready for a quick, sharp turn.
Which way?
That way.
Alright.
Here's what you're gonna do. You're gonna drive in, you're gonna fly in very fast. You're gonna do the sharpest, like, right turn you've ever done in your bloody, miserable life, and we're gonna fling off, and you're gonna quickly fly the other way, and you're gonna wait outside of the borders for our signal. Do you understand?
One more time. So you're trying to get him to fly as close as possible to the
Yeah, so
asteroid
that way
belt.
we can sort of, like, slingshot ourselves off the ship.
Okay.
And that'll start everything.
I'll write down what
Interesting.
you're expecting him to do, so I don't forget later on.
Also, I'm sure your life is very fulfilling.
Yeah, I was about to say. Actually, my life's not that miserable. I'm quite a happy person. So.
Well, I'm very happy for you then.
I'm happy for you. Doing great.
Thanks, man.
Just steam out of my mouth.
See,
What did we say? Remember, you've got to treat them well. You want them to like you.
But I don't like any of
So
them.
you're trying to get him to fly as close as possible to the belt without.
Without.
Okay.
Let's hope he pulls it off. Otherwise, that's disaster waiting to happen.
Just crash into a fucking asteroid. This is for so
Oh
much
God, yeah.
miserable.
Hang on.
Entering
I could enhance his ability to steer to do it before he does it, just so he
and then you want him to make a sharp turn away?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And wait where? Or do what?
What we've been
Turn
doing.
away.
What we've been doing, just out on the outskirts.
Before we go, what is the actual signal we're sending?
We'll figure that out.
Well, doesn't he need to know?
If there's
I figured we would just teleport onto the ship.
would there be, is there? Well,
We
didn't
steal-
we figure out that there's
Well,
anti-magic inside the
Yeah,
actual
so we
prisoner?
steal the ship and then teleport from the ship to our ship.
Don't worry about that. We'll teleport to you. All right. All right. Perfect.
Yeah, alright. Okay. Let's do some rolls.
Oh shit. Okay.
I'm going to do a series of 3 rolls. So one
Uh,
to fly as close as possible to the belt.
What
And then
ability
actually
check would they be
2.
using?
Ability check.
Because I can enhance their ability for one ability check.
I'm going to say Dex, I think, because it's the ability to steer the ship as close as possible.
I'm going to cast enhance ability on the navigator so they have advantage on all dex related checks.
Sure. Let's do it. Okay.
I can't tell if that was a good smile or a very bad smile.
So, as the navigator, this is Flight of the Navigator, guys. Great movie, love it. Do you know that movie? It's
I
so
know of
good.
the movie, yeah.
It's great. Everybody should go out and watch Flight of the Navigator. Love it.
Not sponsored.
Not sponsored, but great 80s film. Anyway, so as you guys prepare yourself, you give the navigator all the instructions that you think are going to really stick in his brain. And experienced at his job, you've never had any problem with his actual navigation skills. He's quite experienced at
Dealing with our shit.
dealing with your shit, being the getaway driver, and having to act quickly in a lot of circumstances. And you feel the slow rev of the ship and the burners kind of firing on behind you. You can hear the
Hell yeah.
as the rudder turns towards the asteroid belt from where you're making slow circles.
Mm-hmm.
As the ship moves forward, you feel a against the hull of the ship, and you hear, "Oh, sorry, my bad, just missed that one." And you can see a bit of space junk kind of veering you off course slightly, and kind of floating behind you now with the speed that you're picking up.
I ready my firebolt gun.
Time for dismount. Let's get ready, lads.
All right.
As you guys prepare yourself on the gangplank of this ship, getting ready to jump off. as soon as you-
I activate my like cloak of flying and then pick up the goblin and put the brain in his backpack.
I get ready to cast fly on myself. All right.
You can see the soft glow that was before illuminating these full arcs of your solar sails, kind of fluttering gently, appear to have wind thrust behind them, and you're picking up speed and going faster and faster. And with a sharp turn, you guys feel the ship lurch as you come to a parallel, drifting slowly out towards the asteroid belt. And you guys are successfully on the outskirts. Yes. You see stars kind of twinkling behind you, bits of stardust, ribbons of light blue,
Hell yes.
red kind of to the side of you. You guys now are jumping off the ship. What would you like to do?
My wings are flying and I start flying, holding this little goblin in one arm and then the brain on my backpack.
As you guys exit the ship, you can feel the immediate change as you step off the side of the gangplank. Your feet kind of go underneath you and you're suspended, hanging for a second as your heart kind of jumps up into your throat and you can feel it beating faster. The adrenaline that you guys are so familiar with in your line of work as grifters. You guys begin to track towards the asteroid belt and you watch as the ship just drifts a bit too far and clinks the side of a nearby asteroid before sharply turning and heading off to the side.
I'm gonna have to pay for that.
It's fine. We'll get the money from the job.
So what is everybody doing? Just to double check.
I am carrying.
You're
Uh,
carrying? Roll
fine.
a strength check for me. Just an arbitrary one.
Cool.
We don't weigh anything in space.
Shut up.
Oh, damn, that's true though. That's true.
This is more to see if they can hold on to.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
fair.
Roll a grit.
Come on, roll, man, roll. You.
Unnatural 20.
Unnatural 20? Cool. Easy to do.
Hashtag +9.
Yeah, being the cool jock dad of the group, you're so accustomed to hanging on to the brain jar and
The
goblin.
misbehaving child.
The misbehaving child, yeah. So easy enough to do. You tuck them under like a football carry.
You football the brain.
well, the brain's got like his little backpack hole, so I'm just kind of.
I meant the
Yeah.
goblin.
Ah, even better.
And what are the rest of you guys doing?
Well, I'm casting fly, but instead of like casting spells, it's more like my body is like made of like nanotech, so it sort of like creates what I need it to create. So you see like a pair of like metallic wings to sort of like sprout from my back and small thrusters underneath my feet, and fly.
I've got like my little
Awesome.
my draconic cloak of flying just flapping on my back.
Sure. What does it look like?
Just this like red dragon wings almost. They're a bit small. Like they're not massive because I'm not. I'm pretty tall, but like they're not like dragon size. They're like if you could maybe like angel wings almost kind of sized.
So as your draconic cloak unfurls behind you, you can hear the kind of behind you and the thrusters going, and you guys are now heading through the asteroid belt. So, what would you guys like to do? Is there anything particular you're doing, or just trying to navigate as best as you can?
Goblin, help me with stealth.
What stuff am I helping you with?
Pass that trace.
Oh, yes, yes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we want to. Yeah, exactly. We want to navigate this as best we can, as quietly as we
Okay,
can,
so
to
I'll
not
get
draw attention.
Everybody to roll a stealth check for me, please.
Good.
I will cast Pass Without a Trace.
Sure.
Must I roll stealth, given that there's not exactly much I can do?
You have to like stay very still in your jar and like not rattle against the edges and
Yeah,
slosh the water
true.
around.
Okay.
Oh wait, this.
Oh no.
Oh shit.
I have 3
Oh.
decks.
Holly can say no. I was just saying mean.
No, I said whole party rolls stealth check.
So I've got plus 10
Yeah, it's
disadvantage.
fine. 13.
Oh, I've got-
13? Sure.
I have 9.
Oh, can I get...
Oh my
Well, you've
god,
got-
I
don't
rolled
be-
so-
10.
Plus 10 because I passed out a trace.
Oh,
Oh,
you
then
have
that was
26
20.
then.
23, 26.
Give me 1 second, sorry.
Do we all get your bonus little d4s?
No,
Sad.
So it's
I can. Because I'm concentrating on
one's a
fly. That's the thing
21.
with guidance. You have to concentrate on it until it's
17.
17?
with the plus 10. Jesus.
I rolled an 8, minus 1 is 7, then plus 10 is 2.
Yeah. Well, 26.
39.
You're a quiet baby. Do you help get rid of my little...
No.
Surely
unfortunately.
our very good rolls mitigate some of their bad rolls.
I
To me, no,
don't-
you got 23.
So for that battle roll is just the fact
Damn.
I'm not stealthy.
Okay, and now to navigate the actual asteroid belt, I'll
Mhm.
get you guys to roll dex check. So you two, you're the ones that are navigating.
Mm-hmm.
So this is just straight up dex.
Oh, wonderful.
No, just a straight dex check.
What does your character wield again?
Wield
Yeah.
like a weapon.
Yeah. Do you have a big hammer?
No, my fists.
Oh, okay.
Fists of Fury.
Yeah, thunder gauntlets, baby.
So I'm rolling straight dex.
Mhm.
Great. So
Oh,
good.
thank God. I'm not. 17 total.
Oh, thank God. Alright, 16. No, wait, 10. Sorry.
Wait, hang on. Wait. Let me see if I can do something about that.
Please do.
Hang on. Give me a second. On an ability check. Ability check? Yeah, Flash of Genius, you get a +5 to that.
15.
15? Sure. Okay. All right. So yours is 15 and
16.
16. Okay.
Oh, no, sorry, 17. But
So, as you guys are kind of making your way through this asteroid belt, you quickly realize that the asteroids themselves are, they seem a lot more dense, this asteroid belt, than you first assumed. So you're kind of ducking and weaving, kind of just trying to skirt underneath and in between the gaps. And sometimes you have to go almost vertically to kind of make your way through the close pass between the asteroids. And you
Awesome.
can see that within the asteroid belt itself, it's incredibly dark. So it seems as if it's almost a dense kind of stardust cloud that's kind of separating each of these asteroid belts.
Mm-hmm.
Asteroids, sorry, within the belt. And for you, name escaped me, Danube. That's right.
Danube.
Danube. Oh, we've had
You are
Dilbert.
Danube.
No, wait, it's the Danube. It's Danube. The
Danube.
river.
Danube River. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
I'm calling you Dan. It's easier to remember. Dan. Fucking
Danathy.
Dan.
Okay, for you, Danube, the river.
Old Man River.
As you attempt to kind of spin yourself to fit in between two of these asteroids, you can feel your back kind of smack against one of the asteroids, and it's a kind of a sharp, dull pain, and you can feel for a moment as if the cloak that was suspending you drops out and you begin to spiral down before you get caught just at the end, and the cloak begins to billow behind you as you make your way through the asteroid belt. And you guys eventually, with a lot of kind of tumbling and turning and trying to move in between these asteroids, eventually make your way to the outskirts where the fog kind of leaves you and you're within the inner sanctum of the Pentagorium. You can see now up close there are several kind of almost watchtowers that appear to be lit with a kind of arcane flame that flickers gently. And you assume that these are the watchtowers that you've seen. You can see within your vicinity now there are about 5. They're spread out, so sometimes you can see a ship passing quite close by to where you are, kind of rustling the flame, causing it to flicker and shiver slightly. And you guys now are free to do what you'd like to do. You can see that the ship that you're approaching to attempt to board and take over is making its way towards you now.
How long till we get like the perfect like opportunity? How long till we intercept?
Well, you're within 120 feet of it now, so.
But how long until it's like in the blind spot?
Say, how quick is your fly?
60 feet. With a dash, it's 120.
So I can make the crossing in a round.
Sure.
And then I do my belly thing as well.
So you'd make it across in 2 rounds, yeah? The asteroid belt, though, is 300 feet.
Oh, we've still got another belt to go.
No, you've gone through the belt.
Yeah.
So that would be, 12 seconds? So you probably have, I'd say probably 15 or so.
Okay, 15 seconds before it.
Yeah.
It enters the actual thing.
Before it goes to being the blind spot for 30 seconds.
Cool. I will get ready. I'll like roll over and kind of get the goblin standing on my chest ready to shadow step.
Sure.
Alrighty. Dan, on your mark. Alright, as being the soldier. Are we ready?
On my mark,
We'll wait for this ship for the blind spot, get into most optimal position.
Sure.
And
Cool.
then we
Okay,
fly.
so what is it you're doing?
Do I see the captain that I'm going for?
Roll a... Actually, what's your passive perception?
23.
23? Yeah, you see that.
Okay. I would like to cast Hunter's Mark
Okay.
as I travel through the air. Oh no, so I can see it? How far away is it? That's an important question.
That's 120 feet.
120 feet.
Oof.
I don't think Hunter's Mark.
Nah,
can go
60
that far.
feet is Hunter's Mark.
How
Okay.
do you have a Hunter's Mark? Is it
It's
part of
a-
an Assassin Rogue thing?
No, it's a Fey thing.
Oh,
It's a
Fey touched?
Yeah, that's the one thing.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Well, in that case, I'm just gonna teleport over there to him. I'm going to first.
Once he's in the blind spot, right?
Hmm?
You're doing that once he's in the blind spot?
Yes.
Yeah, cool.
Yes.
cool. So the second thing is I do like the go symbol and
Yeah.
What was the go symbol? Was it just...
It's just like me going like just like pointing and like the
Yeah.
kind of soldiers kind of
Yeah.
point. Just
Once
go.
the soldier says go, we all go.
Go, Web, go.
Go,
That's
go, power.
Power
Rain-
Rangers.
Again.
I love Power Rangers.
Everyone shot!
You can never have enough Power Rangers.
Just wait
I'm
till I make the
the
Power
White
Rangers
Ranger.
kill
I'm the
you.
White Ranger because I'm in Mithril, so
I am
Shout
the
out.
Grey Ranger because I'm in
There-
Rust-Lake.
there is no Grey Ranger. Oh,
Yep.
well, actually, no, there probably is in some incarnations.
Not that I know of.
I mean,
It's probably
They've had
silver.
black and white, but...
I mean, I might be
Yeah.
the Red Ranger because I'm red.
Yeah, you're the Red Ranger.
Brown Ranger?
There's no brown.
I think
Rain
there's a brown
Ranger.
Yeah,
ranger.
I think
Huh?
there was a brown
One of
Ranger.
the horrific
There's a really a
monsters they
brown
find.
Power
I think
Ranger?
I think we discussed this one week.
I wasn't here for this. There's a brown Power Ranger?
Oh yeah,
What
you were.
season?
Oh, you could. Oh,
I
you.
think it must have been one of the ones like Zeo or something, or Mystic
Mm.
Power Rangers.
I hated Mystic.
Surely the brain's one of the.
Mighty Morphin or nothing.
Mighty Morphin.
Surely the brain's one of the monsters,
That's
right?
not a real power. That's
Surely the
not a real
brain's one
Power
of them.
I mean, I was thinking Ivan Ooze first. Alright, anyway, sidetracked Power Rangers. I can talk Power Rangers all
yes.
the time.
Okay. Yes. Anyway.
Anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're within 120 feet and you're attempting to what, sorry?
I think we may need to get closer.
What's your shadow step abilities length?
Let me just.
Did you say it was 300 foot?
I did not say it was 300 foot. Oh my god, that's insane.
Huh.
Why is it not there? Give me 1 second.
I just had a look at it.
What is?
Why are you laughing? Why you say
It's
that?
30 foot, isn't it?
I think it might be 60.
It's
Which is-
less. I feel like it's less.
It's 60.
Oh.
Yep, 60. Let me
Okay, no,
This
that's
is why you read your abilities.
no.
before
So
you form a
one
plan.
one set. Like we use our full movement in the
Yeah.
first round that he's in the blind spot, and then he can do his thing. So that's okay. We're not in shit.
Well, it's not even that. It's half of my movement because I've got 60-foot movement, ready to action, teleport, stab.
Mm.
Isn't action under the teleport?
No, I don't believe so. I believe it's a bonus action.
Good. Cool.
Good.
Yeah,
Good.
it's a bonus action.
Oh, thank God.
Good.
I was scared for a second. All right, cool. I guess we rush the ship then when it's in the blind spot.
Yep.
So the go symbol about 60 foot in. I assume you teleport, right?
Yeah. As
Okay.
soon as I'm ready, as soon as I'm in range, I teleport. I want to head in. Cool?
Okay, give me a second.
Okay.
Roll a stealth check for me.
Oh, no
All of
problem.
us. Or
You,
just-
you still have pass without a trace up, don't you?
And I've
should.
got massively good stealth. Okay. It is 42.
Wait, what? Holy crap!
What's your stealth? Plus 15.
Plus 15 to the stealth.
42.
Mm.
Sure.
That's
So
nuts.
you're getting within 60 feet as well.
I'm rushing all the way to the ship, but at 60 foot, teleport in and stab.
So, yes, to
Right.
60 foot.
Okay, so roll a stealth check for me as well.
You have pass without a trace.
Thank
So
God.
just roll good.
Yeah. 12.
Total?
Yep.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
I rolled a 3.
Okay. As you pass, at 60 foot, your cloak is kind of billowing out behind you, and you can definitely get to within 60 feet, and you watch as Hiram, you teleport out. Seems fine. You don't think anybody's noticed you, but what you guys hadn't accounted for was that some of these watchtowers might actually have people within the watchtowers.
We didn't account for that, did we? I think it crossed my mind when I was thinking of it, and I'm just like,
But we thought we
nah,
were stealthy like enough up until now.
As you begin to rocket past Danube, you see that one of these watchtowers that you've just kind of coasted underneath has a large orcish figure. Weirdly enough, blue skin, it seems as if, and kind of thick, large tusks capped with gold points at
Cool.
the end. Kind of surveying the area around and immediately spots you.
Great. Can I do
And
something?
Sure, what would you
How
like?
far away is this watchtower?
It's within 30 feet of you.
Oh, excellent. I didn't realize there was a watchtower that close. Give me a second. I was scared for a second there. It would be really far away.
That's what causes the blind spot, the watchtowers.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Cool. I cast command.
Command, sure.
What do they need to succeed?
Can you give me a wisdom saving throw?
Mm-hmm.
16.
Alright, does not succeed.
Cool.
I
Surrender. That's the command.
It's a real genie's wish situation.
Jesus Christ.
Surrender.
And then I'm gonna go
Okay.
fly. Yeah.
Yeah, you watch as the... You watch as this orc goes to open their mouth, kind of beginning to grunt out and move their hand towards what appears to be a large lever. And kind of hand is clasped against it, begins to pull it down slightly, and then as you say, surrender, kind of stops and looks at you blankly.
Cool. Can I fly up to the window?
Sure.
Can I grab him through the window and pull him into space?
The pilot?
No, the guy in the
Okay,
watchtower.
okay, I was gonna say.
So the watchtower is...
Wait, how big is the watchtower?
It's about...
Should ask this.
It's about 30 feet... Hang on. 30 feet this way and 50 feet that way.
So I'm 30 foot away from him?
No, so if you're right up against the window, the actual building itself is 30 foot this way and 50 foot that way.
So
It's a rectangle.
oh shit, is there more people in there?
Roll a
Probably.
perception check.
Maybe I'll do that one from the distance. Huh. 12.
With a 12, you don't notice anybody. You just see the orc.
Cool. I'm gonna go grab him through the window.
Okay, these windows are... So, there's no bars obscuring the window. However, it's not just plain glass, it is bulletproof. And it would be incredibly hard to smash. You can see that it's kind of got a holographic sheen to it. You can attempt to try and break through if you like. Okay, roll a strength check for me with disadvantage.
This is oh fuck. Alright. Okay. 19.
19. As you begin to kind of bash against this window, what would you like to do? Would you pull out a weapon, or are you just going to try and...
I would use my magic sword and just stab through it. Wait, does that mean does that make it a weapon attack if I use a sword?
It would, yeah.
Oh, cool. Can I do that instead then?
Sure.
Is that still with disadvantage?
Yes.
Oh, dope. Cool. Magic greatsword. First roll's a 28. 19 is the second one. Roll the 2.
Alright.
Oh my god.
Yeah, with a 19, you unsheath your sword and begin to kind of attempt to thrust through this watchtower. And is your sword magic?
Yes.
This is an anti-magic field kind of around this
Cool.
watchtower. So were you just attempting to attack with it, or were you using a special ability or anything like that?
Just attacking. Just trying to break a window.
Sure. So as you begin to push your sword through, it feels the balance of the sword feels off, though you do manage to thrust your sword through, and you can kind of feel the glass begin to give, and you can kind of turn and try and push it again further and use your force behind you to kind of push the hilt in against it. You can hear eventually the as it begins to crack, but doesn't seem to have cracked just
Can
yet.
I?
Yeah, you wanna
leverage
attempt
it?
to shove it?
Yeah.
Or sure, so roll a strength check.
Oh fuck's sake! That's that's an 11.
An 11.
I
It's
stop rolling
already
twos?
significantly weakened, so I'm going to say that with an 11, you use all of your force, kind of jamming your shoulder against it, and kind of all of the glass kind of breaks out and falls and shatters, kind of coating the floor of the watchtower, and you watch as another figure turns around and begins to move towards...
Brain, do something.
Isn't there like a vacuum of... do they get sucked out into the vacuum of space?
So, give me a second. So you watch as it begins to go towards the lever that the orc
Yeah.
was attempting to reach before, but this orc obviously, with its surrender, kind of just staring at you blankly, watching as you come through the...
What are you doing?
watching as you come through the window. It doesn't seem to have any other visible reaction, but also doesn't seem to be bracing themselves against anything. So you watch as soon as you basically bash in this window, immediately a kind of the shimmer that was once around this watchtower appears to have dissipated, and you can see that the shine isn't there anymore. And you watch as this orc begins to be pulled towards the window opening, kind of scrabbling back and trying to find purchase against something, but the force of this vacuumous pull it begins to act on this surrendered orc, and immediately begins to, like a fishhook's been put into their mouth, begins to be yanked out the window. I'm going to actually I rolled these in front of the screen,
Oh my god.
and we will see if the other watchtowers notice that you've just created a massive vacuum and somebody's been yeeted out into space. Ooh, at 12. I'm gonna add +3 to all of these.
Oh.
What was the other one?
What was that?
16
16?
and a
You're on
1.
that one. Okay, so I'm gonna say the 16 probably has the best shot. Let me see. Would you mind passing me back those two, please?
Just a stealth check for shattering a window.
No, I'm not gonna make you roll a stealth check 'cause I feel like you're not doing it stealthily.
No.
Let me see.
While all of this has been happening,
You're rocketing towards the sea. Is
you're on the ship. You're in the
Yeah,
ship,
yeah.
right? I would have flown up to the ship and tried to like get under it as like to stick with the plan.
Right, so with
I got
a
spotted.
16, that's gone up to a 19. So you can see that the arcane fire that was on the top of the nearest watchtower within 60 feet of where you are now has changed from its original colour, being that orange kind of hue, into bright white and kind of grows in size, and begins to grow.
You're going to jail.
I'm looking around. I'm just like, Braden, what does that mean?
Oh, you're both going to jail.
You're on my back.
It means it's time to go.
Alright, and you're going to leave that there for a second and head on over to Hiram. So,
Oh my god.
'cause she's got
you
loud.
have teleported within, where were you teleporting to?
The cockpit. There's a-
Inside the cockpit or outside the cockpit?
Inside the cockpit.
Very tight squeeze, so you probably wouldn't be able to teleport. How big are you?
I'm small.
But, like, size-wise, how big are you? Because this is a one-man cockpit.
I haven't actually specified exactly, but I am a small-sized creature.
Give me a second.
You'd be anywhere from like 2'6" to like 3'2" or something like that. Goblins are pretty small creatures.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to say the only place you can teleport is in front of the pilot.
The
On
average
their
size is 3 foot.
Oh. That
You're
was-
below average goblin or an above average goblin.
I'm a below average goblin, but not that below average.
Like 2'11".
Okay. Well, in that case, I don't want to. Oh, my plan hinged on getting in there.
Well, I told you it was a one-person cockpit.
Can you get in the lap?
And to think
That's
we were
what I
planning
said,
to
you're the
teleport
only
all
place-
4 of us in.
What I thought when I thought one-person cockpit was like how like pilots have like technically in like a 747 it's a 2-pilot cockpit. How there's like big room and they're like lounging around having dinner.
I mean,
Have you seen a fighter jet?
Yeah, I was not
Fighter
thinking.
jets be tight, dog.
I mean, would it be a surprise round and would the sneak attack still go off?
I would say it would be a surprise round.
Okay.
But like I said, you can fit in on the lap of the pilot. But it's a very tight squeeze, kind of between the pilot's own body and the actual.
So I can teleport.
What do you call that thing that you use?
The joystick?
Yes. Not the word I was thinking of. I don't remember. Anyway, but yes. Wheel. That's the best subject I can think of. Anyway.
But so I can teleport onto his lap.
Yep.
Ooh.
Okay. Well, I want to do that because that's in stabbing zone.
There's very little movement that
I'm
you
gonna
would be able
stab
to do.
down between my legs,
Dick shot.
like a thigh, presumably, because I'm not crass. May I?
Sure, you
Is
can
it- is-
try. You'd have
okay.
disadvantage on the hit.
Okay, that's
Is it
fine with
because surprise, would that just like cancel that out?
Yep.
me.
Unless you're adding something after the fact with a surprise.
So
Because I know rogues are tricksy like that. They have stuff they can add for a surprise round or something, don't they? Or sneak attack, sorry, I'm thinking of.
Yeah, but because he had disadvantage, he can't get sneak attack.
okay, so I've used my bonus action. It's a surprise round. Hopefully I can roll higher than this lad on for a second turn, and then I can do some stuff. But for now, okay, I want to roll for psychic blades. let me just check something, because it says ranged attack, but I think I can use psychic blades as a
You can just use them
melee
as a
attack.
normal like dagger
I can
attack
use them as
too.
an
they have a thrown
simple
property.
melee weapon.
Yeah.
Cool. So I'm gonna stab between my legs with disadvantage.
No, well it's just flat now.
With flat 16.
16 hits, yep.
Perfect. So oh, that's 9 damage on the first one.
Okay.
Do you have 1 or 2 attacks
I
as
have
a rogue?
2 attacks.
Oh.
Bonus action, you can throw an offhand that does less damage.
No, I thought I just have 2 attacks because I've got
No.
multi.
Oh, right, you're a monk.
Oh.
Right. Oh yeah. I forget they get extra. Oh yeah, no, yeah, go for it, man.
multi attack. So I want to. Oh, that's the wrong button. Does a. Well, it's a 29.
Hits, yep.
Perfect. That will be another 9 damage. Now I want to use a key point to do 2 unarmed strikes. With flurry of blows.
Do you have a bonus action?
Do I need a bonus action?
You need a
to do
bonus
that?
action to use flurry of blows.
Yeah. Because it's just.
And I'm pretty sure you bonus action to teleport in.
Yeah.
So I think you can't do that.
As a bonus action, you're right. Well, that is my first turn.
Step on kind of like.
Technically, surprise is before a turn, so technically. you can-
Yeah, so I'm hoping I just roll higher than this guy.
Yeah, hopefully you get a higher initiative than him.
Think he's crossed.
Well, he's in the blind spot now, so you have 5 rounds to kill him before he exits the blind spot, and then you're done.
What did you get for initiative?
I haven't rolled initiative yet. Let me do it right now.
Roll initiative.
Do I roll initiative as well?
Where are you?
Well, my whole plan was, I thought while all of that was happening, I would have flown up to the side of the ship as stealthy as I possibly can, to the side of the ship and kind of try to get either under it or be on the side of it where the pilot can't see.
21.
Okay.
Or behind the ship so I can get in from behind.
Yeah, okay. Roll initiative as well.
Okay.
Alright, so as you bamf into this cockpit, you're kind of squeezed in up against the pilot, and you can see a kind of a lanky looking my god, my words died out of my brain. A lanky looking elf kind of weirdly enough has a little bit of scruff on his face, kind of very sparse, almost a little bit like a soul patch, kind of
Hell yeah.
close cropped hair, and just immediately is looking at you in surprise at this elbow that goes into his rib cage as you kind of try and squeeze in between him, and you can hear him go kind of and then you feel your the amount of space that you have, you're not exactly as effective as you would hope to be with your blade, but you kind of stab downwards and attempt to sever the femoral artery in the leg. And you can see kind of blood spraying up around him, and kind of the pilot just screaming his head off, kind of trying to go for your neck. He didn't roll as high as you did though, so your move. You can see blood kind of coating the interior of the cockpit, spraying outwards.
Just a stabbing, just punched him in the balls.
Oh my god, hell yes.
So first I'm gonna do my 2 basic attacks for the attack action. Again, so let me just roll both of those very quickly. I'm gonna use Fury of the Small on both of them. And we'll see how that does, and we'll see what else I have to do. That's a 22 and a 16.
Okay, both hit.
Excellent. So this would be plus 10 to the damage. That's 6. And, bad damage. 6 and 7, which is
16 and
13 plus 10, so that's 23 damage. And I want to do a stunning... I didn't announce it beforehand, sorry, so that's my bad. So
Stunning strike, do you have to announce? Or?
I was gonna say stunning strike though.
That happens when you hit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like
yeah,
smite.
so I
So-
didn't announce it beforehand, so I'm going to do it for the next one.
What? No, it's
You
like
can-
smite.
when you
You
hit,
I
have-
can do it now?
You,
Yeah.
you don't have to announce it beforehand because stunning
Oh.
strike is only really when you hit the
Perfect.
actual.
Well, I would
so,
like to stunning strike, which is a 16 con save.
give me a second, sorry. That is a 18.
Damn. Can I do it again?
You can, provided you hit on the second hit and you just spend another key point.
Yes. To both of those.
That is a natural 20.
Damn.
Damn, that guy don't want to be stunned.
Okay, then I'm gonna use my. Let me just check how many charges I have of key points. I should have more than enough for
It
this.
should be 1 per monk level.
1 per monk level. I think I've got like 8 then. But still, I would like to flurry of blows. So that's the third key point.
Mm-hmm.
So that's 2
Unarmed strikes.
unarmed strikes.
Correct.
Thank you.
Damn, a rogue with
Up,
the ability to actually hit more than
No,
one.
thank
That's
you.
nuts.
Boop. That's 23 and a 15. Does the 15 hit?
No.
Okay.
15 doesn't hit. Okay. 23 unarmed strike. That's another 9 damage.
Yep.
And
Damn, this guy tanky.
I'd like to stunning strike again.
He's a soldier.
I'm 6th level monk, so that's
So that's 4 key points you burned.
Yeah.
then. Okay.
I need a stunning strike to go off, please. Just sleep.
I roll it.
Go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep.
What did I get?
That's either a 6 or a 9.
Let's see. Okay.
Can't see it.
9. So, definitely does not save that one.
Yes, he's stunned. Good shit.
And that's the end of my turn, luckily. That's all I
Alright,
can
so as you as this pilot is screaming, trying to go for your neck, you immediately begin kind of thrusting your elbows back and kind of just punching downwards and going to shove your thumbs into the crevice that you created in his leg and kind of pull it apart and cause some real
shit.
damage.
Hiram's not used to being small, so I imagine there's a large amount of hyperventilating and like just
Kind of rapidly
anxiety.
trying to hit the solar plexus with your elbow and try and reach the kind of a bundle of nerves that you know will stun someone through all of your training, but didn't quite get there the first couple of times, so you're just repeatedly, kind of like a pinata, just bashing this guy, and you watch as his head eventually tips forward over your shoulder, and the plane goes into a sharp nosedive.
Oh, fuck.
What did you get for your initiative? 3?
So-
Okay, he definitely rolled above you. So now you watch as the plane, with no one piloting it, is immediately just in a sharp nosedive.
Where were you positioned, sorry?
Well, on the word go, when you would have like teleported, I would have like. I thought I was flying out with you guys as well, and then all of that just sort of like blew up.
Yeah.
So you'd say under the plane.
Hmm.
Ah.
I thought you said next to the cockpit.
Well, like on the side,
Oh, okay.
Okay, so you're not directly underneath. It
That
wouldn't
would
hit
be
you if it was
like
going
clinging
down.
onto the
If
side.
you
of it,
were
yeah.
if you were underneath, it would definitely hit you as it goes sharply down. But
Mm.
if you're on the side,
on the side.
no dice. Alright.
Are you rolling to see if they notice? I'm pretty sure they've noticed.
Well, they're gonna notice it. Hey, this could be the perfect excuse to set it in for repairs.
All right, so
They
you
noticed
watch
me.
as
Oh, yeah,
with the bright
I'm not worried about
white-
you now.
Guys, you watch with the bright white arcane flame that's kind of burning and growing bigger and bigger. You can see, like a chain reaction in canon, all of these different watchtowers begin to kind of light up, growing brighter and brighter, and you can hear dull sirens kind of bouncing around. The Pentagorium itself seems to shift and kind of close in. The walkways kind of collapsing and the dome being stretched thin before it pops and vanishes. And it begins to close in further and further.
All good.
Okay. You now see that the prior watch pilots that you'd missed before are beginning to close in now. Where they had once you had been stealthy enough to skirt past, and the sharp dive of a plane has drawn some attention, as well as the flames that have originated from your point of origin, and some random orc that they thought was on watch has been shuttled off, kind of dragged away into the abyss of space, kind of just
I'm
floating.
just standing there with wings fluttering, just looking at these
Hi,
ships
everyone!
like, there's like a sword in hand, just like, can I take them?
Can I take them? No.
And you watch as they are relatively far from you, given that the typical rings that they would normally use as their kind of orbiting of the Pentagorium to watch have kind of been interspersed. You had a bit of a blind spot here. So you are still in the blind spot, but there's definitely been some attention drawn to you. A lot of them rolled actually natural 20s, so you can see that they're kind of hovering in the air. One of these nearby prior ships begins to almost slingshot back towards your direction, kind of spinning sharply and heading towards where you are.
Hey, Brain, are we evacing or not?
So you
Let me
guys,
think
I'll
of what
get
I'm
you both
doing.
to roll initiative. Just
Yep.
you're not technically under any danger at the moment.
5.
5, okay.
Initiative.
I've already got.
With
I've
your
got
3,
got
you
three, yeah.
are up next. And
I got
you
a 0.
That's a thing.
1
That's a
minus
thing.
1.
Jesus. Okay.
I am bottom of the initiative.
Literally.
Literally.
Yeah. So
No one can live.
what would you like to do, Sai?
So I'm on the ship as it's going vroom
Yep.
down.
And all the
you
alarms have
can-
gone off.
All right. Great.
Kind of digging your fingers in, finding like a gap, a band of iron that goes across this cockpit. You kind of just on the very edge of this small little ledge that it's formed, you kind of dig in and kind of immediately hit with a kind of jerking sensation. Your stomach kind of bottoms out and you're going straight down.
Oh hell to the yeah. Can I see? Wait, what's your Xander? What's your character's name again?
How are we going down?
What do you mean?
Which way is down?
Down and out, down to like the perspective of like the watchtowers and everything
Okay,
else.
okay.
That's how.
That's
I,
where we're headed. Cool.
Yes.
Did you have a question for me? Sorry, I got.
Oh no, I
confused.
did.
You did.
What's your character's name again? Sorry.
Hiram.
Hiram. Can I see Hiram murderously destroying this soldier in
yeah.
the cockpit? Okay. Do I have line of sight of this of this soldier as well?
Yep.
Okay.
Actually,
Or is the blood obscuring my vision?
no, blood is not obscuring your vision. There is a lot of blood, but it seems to mostly be spilling out of the leg now and moving towards the floor of the cockpit rather than being sprayed upwards like it had been when you first punctured the femoral artery.
Okay.
Are we saying he looks dead?
I mean, you can roll a medicine check on your turn if you like.
Okay. This is fucking. This was.
I'm just gonna keep stabbing at
This one
corpse.
topsy turvy, super quick. Well, I can't get in there. I need to stay on the sides.
I'll be fine in there.
It's only been one round. We have 4 more before you. Theoretically less now that people are going to come here. Hopefully you kill him quick enough. I'm gonna cast greater invisibility on myself,
Mm-hmm.
and so I'm completely like just holding onto the side, and sort of like my body is sort of like kind of like becoming like neodymium like reflective material. It's just like and I'm just like praying. I'm like, oh, you better kill him quickly and correct this ship, or else it's all for nothing. And then as a bonus action, I'm going to where is my bonus actions? I'm going to activate my defensive field, giving me 15 temporary hit points.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And I'm going to have faith in my crew, because I can't... Oh, faith in him, not in you two. You two are screwed.
Me standing there with Brain on my back, just with a knife, the sword, just like,
Okay.
And that'll be my turn.
No worries. And so it was Colossum next. What would you like to do? What can a brain in a jar do in combat?
What kind of brain a jar do in combat?
The jump make us invisible.
No, a brain in a jar cannot make us invisible. Are there any corpses nearby?
Yes. The
No.
orc, right?
Well, he's flung out.
Yeah,
into space, hasn't he?
theoretically, I mean, he was vacuum pulled away, so he's probably about. I mean, how fast can you travel with gravity? That's a question, isn't it?
That's up to you. Yeah.
I'm gonna say he's 60 feet away. I don't know.
What about the other guy that was in the watchtower?
He's not dead. He's like hanging on for grim death, but he's not. He's not dead. He also wasn't. He wasn't given a command to surrender, so
Yeah.
he's hanging on and kind of trying to get to the lever, but not quite there yet.
I mean, they've responded us at this point. It's like, wow, level, okay.
It's okay. You two are now distraction team. We are stealth team.
I mean, God knows I'm good at distraction.
Hey, you have a 29 strength. You can take him down.
I'll just fly straight to prison and punch through a wall. All right, prison break.
And while everybody's targeting on you, we'll sneak in and be like, hey. Yeah. Honestly, this is probably how it's gonna go.
I don't know what to do.
I
I
don't-
could teleport us, but I don't know where we would teleport to.
Yeah, no.
Teleport back to the ship and just leave these.
I mean, we are evil. And
Right,
the
that's
crew
that-
and the crew like me the most.
I get a sudden weird feeling in my gears.
In my gears.
Something feels wrong. I don't have bones.
Yeah.
Something feels off. I don't know why. I can't explain it.
But is there? I mean, obviously, we still want the gold from the.
Yeah,
fish.
you won't get paid.
Our lives are more valuable than the gold.
But-
is there a way we can?
Do you care about the gold trimming?
Oh, you want to tear apart the ship and sell it?
I mean, we don't have to tear apart the ship, just the trimming.
Oh, I feel bad.
It's made of mithril,
character
gold,
wouldn't
and
feel bad.
platinum.
Hey,
Your
come on,
brain's,
what are
you're,
you
you're
gonna
batshit
do?
insane.
Do what your characters would do.
Yeah.
Well, that's up to you what your character does. I know what my character's gonna
Make
do.
your decisions.
Well, I wouldn't teleport you with me.
I mean,
Jesus.
okay.
They're like, oh, maybe then I wouldn't survive on my own.
Merge yourself with the ship and become brain ship, the only surviving crew member.
Do I see anywhere that I might be able to teleport nearby?
What are the conditions you need for teleport? You can just teleport anywhere, right?
You can teleport anywhere,
Yeah, but depending on how familiar I am with the destination.
but it's still up to a roll. So provided that Holly rolls really high, you could be fine.
Yeah, I mean, you can.
up to
You
you.
know where the ship is theoretically, or you can at least.
I don't think you need to.
You
I
don't.
think you might need to.
You just
see-
need to know, like, I want to go to the ship,
Oh, okay, well then, yeah, you.
And
and you're like, you'd be very familiar with the object.
All right, I think our best plan, even like we just need to get out somewhere safe. We can come back.
No. I'm all for this. This is great.
all right.
I'm teleporting ourselves back to the ship. So it's a roll of D100.
yeah.
I would say I'm very familiar with the ship.
Yes. We
So
will. Yeah,
1 to
you
5
live-
is a
you-
mishap. Actually, 25 and above.
Would you say you're very familiar with the ship?
I think that's fair.
I mean, you'd be very fair with the room that you're kept in, but we could teleport there.
Well, the next option is seen
Let
casually.
me get my 100.
It's
Or-
not
We're
seen
not really
casually.
attached to the ship yet. We're just sort
I've
of
only been on it for like a
casual.
couple of years,
So
but that's
wait,
just me.
Well, how? Because there's like we can be teleported out to a couple miles away, can't we?
If you roll
It's
really,
all
really, really, really,
off-target
really bad, yeah.
So what's our percentage of fucking this up?
Or it depends.
Very low. A
Yeah.
bad mess up, 5%.
Okay, cool.
All right.
So you're actually casting teleport?
Yeah, are you casting teleport?
I love that. Awesome. Do it.
All right. Are you going to teleport into the cockpit of this, or what are you doing?
Or you teleporting to our ship.
We're going back to our ship.
Yeah, no, they're retreating.
That's why it's very
I see.
familiar.
Oh yeah, that's what I meant by.
That's-
Okay, I see.
Very familiar with the
George,
other ship. I don't
am I
know.
being taken with you?
Yeah.
You can
yeah.
take
Okay.
you can take 8 willing creatures.
Oh,
with you.
should I take? We can take those two as well, right? Oh
can't.
wait, no, they need to be within a certain range.
No, just
Yeah,
ready
no,
to
yeah,
you guys.
10 feet.
Okay,
yeah,
go
no,
for it,
it's
roll.
you two.
it's Lockie and I.
All right, let's see. Let's get
This is gonna turn into like a split shot.
Lucky you, Holly. Ooh, split shot.
Holly's like, God damn it, guys.
Ooh,
24. So that is off target. I
That's
think.
actually
Yeah.
that's really bad. You
How-
guys are gonna die in
How
spite.
far
So
off target?
off target, you and your group or the target object appear a random distance away from the destination in a random direction. Distance off target is 1d10 times 1d10%
Of
off
the
the distance that was to be traveled. Oh, so how? Yeah. Wait. Yeah.
Oh, and because the ship isn't miles away, so the how far off we should be isn't too bad. It should only be a couple hundred feet.
Alright, the D10.
Times the D10.
Time to tick off the button for my only 7th level spell slot.
So I rolled 2 D10s, yeah?
2d10 and multiply them together.
Okay.
Is it feet or miles? Is it feet
It's
or
percentage.
Oh, okay.
So it could be 100% off, in which case we don't move at all. Or I guess we teleport to a... yeah,
Okay.
just go for it.
Do you want me to roll this in front or behind?
Show us, I'm
Show-
interested. My greed and selfishness
We'll have
might
contra-
bite me in the brain.
You did this.
You
Alright.
evil brain.
Low
Let's
numbers.
7
Ooh,
times
28%.
7
4.
times 4. Oh my god.
28%. So we're quite far away from the ship.
Well,
Are you in the asteroid belt?
that's the question: is how far away from the ship are we? Because the ship's like 1,000 feet away. I'd like to say. With its U-turn.
turns The
That-
direction
that-
off
that all
target, randomly
depends
by
on
rolling a
the
D8.
navigator.
Jesus, these are so fucking... Oh, that's not a D8.
We're making you roll for it, Hole.
Yeah, I know. Chaos, mayhem.
Apparently, the dungeon master determines
Yep.
the direction off target randomly by rolling a d8. and
Yeah,
designate-
I think that's what she's doing.
Okay.
Okay. I have to think geographically about the Pentagorium.
Just fucking end up at a different watchtower, standing amongst people.
Yeah,
It's like
if we hit similar area, we'd just be teleported to some other cockpit of some other ship.
Hang on a second. I might actually have to draw these so I know what the pain is. Oh my god. Of all the things I expected.
Geography was not one of them.
Betrayal.
I was actually going to draw a map for this, and then I was like, no, I won't need it.
Holly, come on. You've played with us long enough.
But the things you can't expect.
That's
What,
why.
you know, you-
That's what I love about this game. You can't expect. I didn't expect you two to betray.
I didn't expect to fuck up so badly. I just like rolled it and I'm like 12. 12's not good.
Says the guy that threw a guy out of a watchtower window.
I am
That was-
averagely intelligent and I was just like, this seems like the fast way. And then I rolled a 12 and I'm just like, I can't see anyone else inside. It's just this one guy in there. Anyway, I will use this map time to go to the bathroom.
Yes.
Toodles.
Poodles.
If you're enjoying the chaos of this stream that we are currently playing,
Which way
and,
is north?
and enjoying very much, by
When
the
you're
way,
in space?
please give us a follow, subscribe, like, and follow
And
every
plus-
page,
It's not a 8 directional problem because we're in
every direction.
yeah.
That's the thing.
Ah.
I guess maybe the directions are relative to the direction of gravity.
I'm doing it from the direction of where you entered. So
That makes sense.
where you were entering was, I'm going to do it at north,
Fair enough.
basically. Because I think that makes the most sense. Otherwise, you just kind of like, it's like splitting hairs, you know? And it was 28% that you
Mm.
off.
Yeah.
Might have to do some quick maths.
Quick maths.
Quick maths.
Every day man's on the block.
I say man's not hot.
Smoke trees.
Think of scrap.
Lucky's just been toilet trained, so we're really proud of him for doing this.
It only took, how long did it take again? A few months. But he finally did it.
Good job, Lucky.
Did you go to the toilet all on your own? Oh, we're so proud of you.
Lucky. Ba-dun-dun.
Ba-dun, dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, but they had
dun.
all that we said.
No way.
Yeah.
You have very loud urine.
Cool, I'm back, right?
Guys,
Yep.
guys, this stealth mission botched just so bad. We didn't even get inside the
Yeah,
prison.
they were just unlucky rolls though.
They're very unlucky
I think
rolls.
that's inevitable when you're making so many rolls, though, because it only takes one bad roll to
One
ruin the
bad.
plan. So when you're rolling 20 dice, it's
And it
inevitable.
doesn't help that you have no dex.
Yeah, no, I was just like, stealth mission. I was expecting Kool-Aid Man through wall mission.
No. Kool-Aid Man through wall mission is last resort because that's way harder.
And now we're busy trying to figure out where exactly have we got ourselves lost in space at? Can we see the ship?
Another great TV show, Lost in Space. Danger, danger, Will Robinson. No,
I've always wanted to watch that.
it's really good.
I drew a BDSM version of that robot.
So you
Ooh.
guys were
it just hit it.
I thought Ollie was just so unimpressed and just moving on.
It was a Breaking Bad crossover, and
I
the
don't-
robot, because the robot was like, "I am the danger, Will Robinson."
so you guys are trying to get back to the original ship,
The
yeah?
Crimson
Yeah.
Hawk.
Correct.
Yeah.
And the direction you would be traveling in that case would be north, yes? That's the way I'm. So if you're pivoting
Wait,
to face that, so
If the way we left was north, then it would be south back to the ship.
oh fuck, that's right.
Sorry.
That's okay.
Bit of mental gymnastics for you. Keep it sharp.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Please be close enough to the ship that I can fly the rest of the way. Because I'm only like
Well,
an
we're
hour of flight.
How far was it to the ship? Because we're
Oh fuck, I just forgot.
Mm.
The asteroid belt. Pissing hell.
TPK twice.
No.
I mean, we can get stuck in the asteroid belt and I can just fly us back to the ship in a panic. I've got like an hour of flight and it's only been a couple of seconds, so...
How far can your teleport go?
It's anywhere on the same plane of existence.
I thought so.
Yeah.
And you're trying to get. Okay. We did some more calculation maths.
We just end up by a random fucking planet in the middle of nowhere, just like, I guess this is our new home now.
No, the thing is, I actually think it might be relatively close to the ship that's nosediving.
For fuck's sake. Wait, so with teleport, we can go backwards. I thought we could
I
tele-
think-
I thought it would be...
No, it's
you-
from the destination that I think.
Yeah,
But how far?
28%.
How far is
that's what I'm
28%?
trying to work out now. I'm just gonna do.
Yeah, so it's a distance away from the destination.
I need to read this fucking spell. I'm so confused.
Teleport
Seventh
is
level. 7th level.
a bitch. Teleport is a bitch. This is why you don't do high level encounters, guys. I thought we'd be safe without combat. No, bitch.
Alright,
No, bitch.
so we're
No,
off
bitch.
target.
The brain in the jar.
You
has
can
ruined
never-
the day.
You
It's
can
like
never
you're off
prepare.
target. I think 160 feet.
That's not too bad.
So that's okay.
Oh, yeah, cool, that's fine. 160 foot away from the
Yeah,
ship's
you'll
great.
get back to the ship in like 2 rounds.
So you're smack dab within the middle of the asteroid belt. The problem, the asteroid belt, is anti-magic and anti-teleport. Oh, what a bitch. I fucked myself over.
How does that work? These are the...
Well, because we could teleport outside of the belt.
I'm just gonna say, fuck it, we're retconning. Fuck it, we're retconning.
Fuck
so
it, we're doing live.
You guys are 30 foot within the asteroid belt.
Alright.
to the west of where you want it to be.
So how far away is the ship?
160 feet?
No, so the asteroid. Fucking shit.
You just had to go and teleport.
I did. I mean, what other choice did I have?
No. That's what the brain would
I
do.
could have chain lightning.
Oh fuck! You got chain lightning.
Yes.
He's a wizard. He's a very
so
powerful, high-level wizard.
I know.
10d8 lightning damage.
Chain between like multiple targets
Like,
of 30
like
foot.
Three.
yeah, 3 creatures.
I saw that my favorite thing was a
15.
twin chain lightning.
You could
'Cause
do-
it-
oh, it's
yeah.
also-
Alright,
yeah, you can
so
do that.
you are within 420 feet of the ship.
That's fine.
Because we can't teleport
guys are
through the
dead.
asteroid belt.
No,
So we're
Okay.
at the edge of the asteroid belt.
you're 30 feet into the asteroid belt.
Cool. I guess I'm flying the rest of the way to the
Damn,
ship.
you
then.
did not
Lucky,
teleport
I
very
don't know
far.
if your wings work in the asteroid belt.
The wings stop working.
They're magic
They
items.
they do.
Okay.
They do
It's
stop.
only if you smack into the
Okay, cool.
Yeah, that's why when we were like flying and all of that, it was if you had hit an asteroid, then your cloak would have turned off.
So you're back in the asteroid belt.
Well, let me explain what just happened. We were gonna go back to the ship together and mutiny, but what we're instead going to do is enjoy the scenery of the asteroid belt.
Am I going to move the rest of the way to the ship then, or we just gonna stay here?
You're more than welcome to.
Oh,
No,
excellent.
my phone, it's fine. No, my phone. No, leave it, it's fine.
Chaos. That's tricky. I've not had to calculate that much with a.
Can I do anything to help us get out of the asteroid
It's
belt?
not your turn.
I know, but I'm just checking for my turn.
Okay. Guys, my little diagram.
Damn.
We went hardcore.
Hell yeah.
Hold it up again.
Let the people
Oh,
see
it
your
does not
it-
show up.
Aw, the people
What if I
deserve to see
stand
your
real
work.
close? What if I stand
There's
real
like
close?
some lines on the paper.
No, nothing. Is it showing up? No.
No, they're getting it 420p because the stream's
Hey.
buggy.
Oh,
Ah.
that's sad.
420p, that is a tragic resolution. 420 plays.
The audio is pretty good though, so accept that.
I wish I had Misty Staff.
Boom!
I've got Misty stuff.
I don't.
Boom!
Money again this session.
Yes.
I want the cash monies!
No. Listen. That was not a very cash money spell. That wasn't very cash money of you, James.
I'm sorry.
It's alright, the two of us still break in and accomplish the mission.
That's live.
No escape vehicle.
We will find
Alright,
our
so
own.
you guys are hanging out in asteroid belt.
Nope.
That was your turn, so next turn would be you actually.
Oh, cool.
Didn't it?
Would Shield of Faith help at all in getting out of this belt? Like, would it add any bonuses to?
Shield of Faith.
That
let's
just
see.
bumps your AC
I
by
don't
2.
think.
I'm just thinking of ways. Is it?
You
Would,
do what you did before, just be dexterous and not get hit.
Hey, Lucky, I think that's called begging.
yeah, it is.
Are you groveling? You
Always.
groveling at the DM?
Anyway, it could be athletics rather than dex.
I don't.
Uh-huh. Well, one's a -1, the other's a +14. So I'm just like. Anyway, it's an athletic achievement for me.
How would you do? How would you guide yourself through an asteroid belt athletically?
Oh, hopping off asteroids, yo.
I mean,
But then anti-magic.
I don't give a shit. I can bounce.
It's time to bounce.
Yeah, no, literally. I just figured I'd get to the edge of the thing and
Let's
just like
bounce this
rocket
bitch.
myself at the ship and like bounce off and wait for the anti-magic to like ditch.
Huh?
Because
Mm.
anti-magic suppresses, not dispels. So,
But then but then your belt wouldn't work, so all your modifiers would go away.
I've still got a 20 strength
Okay.
and proficiency in athletics.
I mean, you know what? Just for funsies, just 'cause I'm feeling nice, I would let you buff your dex score instead, or athletics.
So I can use aths for getting out of this belt.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna start trying to leave this belt and head towards the ship.
That's all abandoning.
Hey, look, Brain's
I
the
mean,
smart one. Brain's like, time to go. I'm like,
I mean, the crew.
Theoretically, you could try and go back to the nose-diving ship.
theoretically, I could go back to the literally nose-diving ship. Other theory, ditch and use the nose-diving ship as an excellent distraction and do what Braden was suggesting, which was go to the ship. Braden is smart.
I don't think you saw the one shot going this way, did you, Holly?
No, I didn't.
Excellent.
But it's fun.
It wouldn't
this
be a
is
one
great.
shot if we
Chaos
didn't go that way.
raids.
I think it's a 2-shot because it's like 10 o'clock right now. We're not even in the prison. That is a 27 on athletics.
Yeah, I mean, you start kind of immediately having the feeling of a fishhook kind of dragging you in the direction of where you thought the ship was. You immediately kind of feel yourself flung to the side as you suddenly land smack dab in the middle of the asteroid belt, the stardust kind of billowing out around you from where you bamfed in. And you immediately, seeing that there's all of this chaos behind you with the sirens kind of booming around the space and all of these prior ships heading towards the nose-diving ship, you
Heroically
immediately
retreat.
begin- you double check that brain in the jar is in the back of your bag,
Yeah.
and then you immediately begin to kind of leap out towards kind of ping-ponging off the side of these asteroids. You can feel a change in yourself as you begin to kind of bounce off these. When your foot lands, it feels as if any inherent magic that you might have possessed in space kind of begins to leave you all of a sudden, and you feel very cold and as if kind of you need to struggle to breathe a little bit. But you begin to kind of ping pong off, going as quick as you can. And how fast can you travel? Are you flying or you're just...
I'm flying
athletically-
/ hopping. I've got 60 foot.
60
I've got
foot?
120 foot of flight, 60 foot of normal movement.
Okay. I'm going to say with combination of the two, we'll just say for flavor-wise, you're just ping-ponging off, but you're flying.
Yeah.
So you begin to kind of make your way through the asteroid belt. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
Nope.
No
Running.
worries. That brings us to dying pilot.
He's stunned, isn't he?
Isn't he stunned to
No,
the end
he's
of...
dying. He's dying.
Oh, he's dead.
He's dying, yeah.
Good. Good.
He's
Good.
bleeding out.
Good job, my little goblin. Well done. This is why you're the right hand.
Greater invisibility, flying ship, nose diving, attracting all of your attention.
As the blood is still kind of bubbling out from this wound, this kind of deep gash in the thigh of this pilot, who's kind of slumped over, pushing down your body and kind of crushing you into the joysticks that are kind of going to push you into a nosedive. You feel the body begin to slump even further against you and kind of just keep drifting down. That's the end of the pilot's turn. And top of the round again, we have Hiram. What would you like to do?
Hiram is going to push upwards against the pilot, athletically.
You want to do it athletically or acrobatically?
I don't know how to do it acrobatically.
You're going to do what against the pilot, though?
Well, first and foremost, what I want to do is I want to push up and try and gain control.
Okay.
I want to slump him backwards
Roll-
instead of forwards.
Roll a strength check.
Strength. check. Athletics or strength?
Strength.
That
You're pushing the pilot off you. Strength.
I changed my decision.
Too late, you already
Too
said
late,
it.
you said it. Yeah, you might roll high. Have faith.
No.
Nat 20.
Oh, there you go!
Technically a 19. It's not a saving throw.
What? No,
You've
it's not. Oh, it's not a saving throw? Yeah, 19,
Oh, fuck.
sorry.
Yeah.
But it was a nat 20. But
Sure.
I've got a -1 to strength.
So, feeling this body kind of slump further against you, you can feel the kind of, even though the hair is close cropped, it's kind of tickling against your head as it moves further and further forward. And you brace your feet up against these two sides of the cockpit, where usually the legs would go underneath. And you brace it against these kind of almost wrought iron or steel sides of this cockpit, and you begin to push backwards using all of your strength. You can feel your back kind of shifting and popping as you use all of your strength, straining against it, and push the pilot back into the seat so his head kind of lolls backwards and arms splay outwards, and you gain control of
Yes.
the ship.
Awesome. Well done.
So that'll be your turn to gain control of it and to push it.
Can I
I'm
fly the
assuming
ship?
you're not going to be able to use your movement for this one.
Cool.
This is a ship, but I'm assuming you're going to try and stop it from nosediving first. So
Yes, I want to. My goal eventually, you can tell me how much I can get through in this turn, is to fly the ship across to Captain, so that
No,
Captain is on the ship.
I'm on the
you're,
ship.
you're holding on already.
I'm holding on.
Oh, I don't care that it's nosediving though.
Can
I just want to get it out. So if I don't care that we're going down. We're
No,
not going to
invisible.
crash into anything. We're in
No,
space.
You're
would
crashing
know
an
that I've
asteroid
done
field.
that.
there's a minefield.
But I
Wait, are you trying to retreat?
yeah.
What? No!
So maybe I should have explained this better. The way that the Pentagram functions is that essentially the asteroid belt, the gravitational field is a sphere. So the asteroid belt has a very thin line at the top where vessels could enter in through the top
Mhm.
and through the bottom, but it's a relatively thick, like it's long. It's a long spans of asteroid belt. So it's 300 feet that way,
Mhm.
but it's 700 feet this way.
So I got 700 feet of drop.
Not necessarily, because inside
It's the
is
sphere.
the sphere of mines. So there's the incendiary devices that sometimes function as EMTs.
Mm-hmm.
So you have about, it would be, let me go back to my calculations. Space is complicated. Guys, if you're going to run a space one-shot, plan out the exact feet difference. So that would be that way. So you would have 200 feet to drop
Okay. Well, I just want to.
from where you are. So it is a curve. So if you go to the side closer to the pentagram, you would have more space to drop.
What check would it be to control the ship? I'm going to ask that before I say anything else.
I'm going to say dex.
Dex check. Just a flat dex check?
Yep.
Okay. Good to know. Okay. I would like to control the ship upwards, if I may.
Do you? Okay, so for your turn now, I'll let you level the ship out. So
Okay.
it's not nosediving, but unfortunately you can't move. So you can just get it to be flat. So you're not spiraling down.
14.
14? Yeah,
Cool.
easy enough to do. Alright, so as soon as you seize control, it's easy enough to kind of know that you need to pull back and up to get it to kind of level out. Easy enough to manage for you, being around captain, kind of understanding how ships work, getaway vehicles, everything like that. And then, let me just double check. So that'll end your turn, I'm assuming?
Yeah.
Alright, so let me just... Pilot has died.
Good.
I love the band Pilot.
We love a dead pilot.
Except when they're piloting your plane.
Depends.
Touche.
I'm pretty sure everyone on the plane just dies then.
Autopilot.
Autopilot. I
Alright,
don't think
so
autopilot can
check.
autopilot land.
No.
So, just to double check, it went Hiram,
Mine initiative,
Sai.
my initiative was 3, so
What was yours?
you got a 5, didn't you?
5. So,
Did I get a?
Yeah. You got
Hiram,
5, I can
Brain,
check.
Sai. No.
Yeah, you got a 0.
How do I
Yeah.
pull my
Literally
roll
zero.
history?
You got 5.
You got
Cool,
5.
I
I'm pretty
believe
sure.
you.
Okay.
It was slightly higher than Lockie. That's all I remember.
Yeah.
And you have a much worse.
Oh,
Oh,
dex
to be
than
fair,
hers.
Lockie got 0. So.
Yeah, I literally got a crit fail and then like -1.
Okay. So, up next we have James. What would you like to do?
I think there's an awful lot I can do.
You're being bounced around, kind of the liquid around, the green liquid around you is kind of sloshing in the jar as you kind of
my
jump.
head's banging from
Yeah.
side to side. Or my
The
brain.
book that's rotating around you is kind of just picking off the walls.
Oh, I've got fly.
Wait, what? You can fly?
Imagine
This
it's got
whole
like a
time, another one of you had fly.
it's just got
That
the-
would have been helpful.
it's just like this
Ages
little
ago.
putter just it's like kind of like putters across space.
Yeah.
Right in the jar.
Brain in the jar.
Explorer of the universe.
da-da-da.
Dealer of large quantities of psychic.
Tribal
Da-da-da-da-da.
Ah!
I
Panic.
am going to.
Probably being a wizard. There's too many options.
Yes, this did not take the turn I expected.
I can feel
I
your
expected you guys to just get arrested and then
I can
find your way back to your weapons.
I can feel your soul seething inside, Holly. And that's like, "God
Surprise!
damn it.
I didn't want to
My
lose my magic item.
I mean, if we get out of here with the ship, if they manage to pilot the ship out of here, that's a great way to take a second stab at infiltrating, right?
No.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
we take their ship, they're going to be like, cool, our ship's been stolen. They can track that shit. And then when it comes back, it's like, oh, cool, our ship's back? That's sus.
Yeah.
The flag is down and then
so.
arrest it.
No, it's not like they're gonna change all the models.
You can just
We just need to like disguise. We need to like.
destroy one.
No.
replace it with
If
ours.
only we had
I'm
like
not-
an artificer or something that could, modify the ship in any
I
way.
can, but here's the thing. I'm not letting this motherfucker retreat.
Ah, okay.
You wish.
Well then, space piracy one shot with Braid and Paladin.
Can I catapult myself? I can catapult up to my
How
weight.
much do you weigh?
33 pounds?
Yeah, and I can catapult up to 40 pounds. What if I cast at level 8?
You want to cast an 8th level catapult on yourself?
There's no other way I can do it.
So let me get this straight. You are going to fling yourself out of the safe backpack as I nimbly hop over here and fling yourself into an asteroid
I
field
probably
and
better have
hope
just to cast
What if you hit like a
fly.
mine and die?
Maybe I'll just cast fly.
are
The
you
brain
just
in the jar begins to fly
so
across
you're
the asteroid.
you're gonna separate from me basically.
This is so dumb.
Oh, I don't fly as quickly. See, there's nothing I can do.
Then give him the help out. You can give him the help action or
Um,
something.
You can give me a help action. That would help. I'm not.
Oh yeah,
doing
what does a help action do?
It
What
gives
is
him
it?
advantage.
Cool.
I mean, you can also, there might be something you can do to the prior ships that are chasing the
Yeah,
leveled
can you
out
blow
ship,
the
May
or
as well
ships
you
up?
could-
try to help them
You
out.
could attempt to smother the emergency call or something that's
You
happening.
could clear out the asteroids in front of us with explosions as well and speed
Yeah,
up our
true.
escape.
Lots that you can do.
Hypothetically, if he set off an explosive, would there be a massive chain reaction that would destroy the entire asteroid belt?
See,
Depends on how high you roll.
Purposefully
And
detonate the
what spell
minefield.
you're using.
Was for it.
You have chain lightning, don't you?
yeah, will chain lightning chain between asteroids?
Yes. Does chain lightning cause explosions though, or what does it specifically say it does?
Yeah,
It's
I didn't think
I
so.
think
Lightning bolt, right?
Yeah, it's
I
like
think so, which wouldn't.
I think
don't
it
think I
set,
have
it
anything
sets it
explosive.
sets fire. It's well, then again, we're in space. Can't set fire to shit.
Well, I was going to
There's
say
no
the
oxygen.
oxygen
Actually,
is not.
Spelljammer rules now say that magical fire does work in space. It
Oh,
just
true, Carl,
doesn't.
It's true, because it's
It
magic.
just doesn't spread.
Oh, there you go.
The asteroids are anti-magic though, so I don't know.
Oh yeah, if they
I
had
think an
magic.
anti-magic asteroid field is the most like, damn, these motherfuckers
It's a
are not getting
hypothetical.
in.
Are there any nearby ships? Like,
Are they
guard
pursuing
ships?
us?
You mean prior ships, or like the police ships that
Yeah,
are
the
chasing
police
you?
ship. actually, I might spend my turn just looking around, seeing if anyone's chasing us or has
Sure,
noticed
roll
us.
a perception check for me, please.
Bop, 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 bop.
Perception.
Thank you.
And in a jar perceives.
Do I want to use one of my lucks?
You can if you want.
No, we're going with 12. I've taken way too long on my turn.
12. I mean, there's a lot of prior ships everywhere. You don't see any that are specifically hurtling towards the asteroid belt, but there are a lot that are kind of flocking towards your area now. And you can see one of those aforementioned military ships for break-ins and breakouts that are kind of heading towards the ship as well. But that's as most you've noticed. It doesn't seem like anybody. In
When you
particular
say
is
the
hurtling
ship, do you
towards
mean the ship, that one, or the actual ship that we're fleeing to?
No, the stolen ship.
Oh, good. Cool. It's good news.
All right.
Does that end your turn?
Yeah, I was thinking I could warn you. Yeah, that is. my turn.
I love it.
Okay.
No, it's so good.
Up next we have Sai.
Okay. I don't know that he's going to fly out, do I? How would I know that?
No, not unless you talk to each other.
No, I
Would
can't
be
talk. I'm in space.
No one can hear you scream in space.
I'm
Message
gonna.
spell?
Well, I'm gonna cast message,
Oh.
which is a cantrip, and I can telepathically communicate to anybody that I can see within 120 feet. Well, the one creature that I target, I can see you. You do. All right. How do I word this? Because that's be 6 seconds. Don't even think about fleeing. Say we need repairs and fly to get repairs. Do not flee. That's my whole turn.
Cool. Alright, I'll get you to roll a persuasion check for me, please.
Do I get advantage because I'm the captain?
Yes, I was going to say you will get advantage.
Oh.
They're really bad rolls.
Nice.
8 plus 3. But wait.
Spark of genius.
But that's what I'm going to check. The plus a genius work on ability checks. I'm going to use my reaction to plus 5 that. So
Cool.
8, 1, 2, 3. So 16 total.
16 total? Alright, so seems like it works relatively well. You know that you have a kind of power as captain that what you say goes, so you assume it's worked.
Okay.
Um
Bloody little goblin better listen to me. You're my right hand man.
Hold it some.
Yeah.
Alright, and next up we have all of the prior ones.
Good. Chaos reigns.
There's chaos everywhere. Where did my other... Oh, there they are. I need all of my dice for this.
Hopefully they just see you two and they just gun for you.
Just like in the outro, just. There's like you just see this buffed like paladin bouncing across. Great weapon fighting. What feats do I have? Oh shit! It made me into disease. That's
Oh
good.
no.
Oh no.
Oh no. I rolled really well on that.
Why are you rolling really well?
The universe likes me.
Well, that we can't argue.
The universe likes me.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's what it is.
I think we all like Holly. Can we all agree with that in the chat?
Everyone
We're-
likes
We all
Ollie.
agree with that? Good. Because if you don't, get the fuck out.
Whoa, that's a threat.
Yeah.
And that is a threat.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is a threat.
Alright, so, as you guys are kind of leveling out your ship and you're kind of trying to communicate with each other, you don't know where two of your members of the party have gone.
We're still we're still technically in the blind spot, are we? Because it's only been 2 rounds.
Yes, you are.
Cool. Good to know.
You can see that the ships begin to approach your ship that's now leveled out, though several of them appear to veer off towards the asteroid belt. And you can hear the kind of faint as they begin to fire their burners towards you. It seems like considerably less are chasing you guys with your leveled out ship as
Yes, you did
as
good. You did
than
good.
there were before.
Yes, you did so good. Hell yes.
All right, so that will end the prior turn. So up next we have Lucky. What would you
How
like to
far
do?
away to the ship?
So you did 120 feet, yeah. So you'd be, oh god, 120. So 270 feet from the ship.
Can I do anything that makes me move faster? I don't think so.
A little bit of a fart, get some extra thrust.
Well, I mean, would using fire breath act as a rocket thruster and boost my movement speed?
Yeah, 'cause it's cool.
That is cool. That's rad. That's fucking rad.
So, like,
But you might also draw attention to us. I mean,
yeah,
I guess you already
you
made
can't.
up your
Wait,
mind.
you can't see from behind you, so you might hit an asteroid.
I mean, how far until I'm out of the asteroid belt?
What is So be 180 feet, I think. Yeah, 180 feet until you're out of the asteroid belt. And
Alright.
then it's another 150 feet.
For now, I'll just continue dashing my way through, basically, just as fast as I can go. Aths check again to see
Yeah,
how.
sure.
Can you
If you roll
outrun
high on
spaceships?
your ass check, I'll let you skip a couple of, like, you can I'd give you an extra probably 30 feet.
It's an unnatural 20.
Unnatural 20, it's pretty good. You can travel 120 feet in a move, yeah?
That's including dash, yeah.
Alright. Cool. So if you dash the whole way, I'll let you go the full 180 feet so you can get out of the asteroid belt. With
Perfect.
the 20, so. Cool.
I've got us to the edge of the asteroid belt. I'm just like looking at the ship how far away. I'm just like gritting my like conquesting teeth, just like.
Yeah, so you begin to make your way through this asteroid belt again, kind of hopping between these asteroids and knowing that you might have only a limited amount of time to make it to the ship. You begin to kind of propel yourself further, and your legs kind of propel you forward to land onto a further asteroid, and you begin to bounce off again and again, and eventually you, with one final leap, you break away through the asteroid belt, and the billowing kind of dark clouds of stardust around you kind of ripple off as you make your exit. So you are now outside of the asteroid belt, and you're within 150 feet of the ship.
Cool.
Cool, does that end your turn?
Yes, that's all
Awesome.
I can do.
Alright, and then we are back to Xander.
I should have specified before, sorry. You could have replied to the message that I
Oh.
cast before.
I did not, because I did not know.
Yeah, my bad. I forgot that you can reply.
That's alright.
But yeah,
It's
if you,
gonna
wanted
be
to,
yes,
if you wanted to
Captain.
say something.
What was your exact words again?
Don't even think about leaving. Go in for repairs.
I
Something
would
like
like
that.
to do an investigation check on the corpse behind me and see if I can find a name tag or an insignia of some kind.
Sure, roll an investigation check.
Cool.
Also, I should point out, if you didn't hear it, that you got a 16, was it, for the persuasion?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay, so 16 for a persuasion to say don't even think about fleeing. So you are,
Not thinking about fleeing.
well, I mean, it's up to you how persuasive you think that is, depending on how
Yeah.
iron your will is. But I would say you definitely.
Not the most iron. Maybe
I'm
like
made of adamantine.
You're definitely at least somewhat compelled
yes.
to do something.
17 on the investigation check.
17? Yeah, so you begin to search the cockpit around you, and you can see that there's very little personal effects at all. The actual uniform itself doesn't appear to have a name tag on it, but you can see that there is an LT on there. And the surname Housen.
Hausen?
Housen.
Like house?
No, Howsen.
Hausen.
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 Cool.
So LT Hausen.
Mm-hmm.
He's a lieutenant.
This is LT Hausen coming in for repairs.
This is something that I would know because I'm a soldier. But
I do not know.
Do you guys read the document?
Yeah.
You should.
Like the document you sent to us before?
You should read the documents
Yeah,
that I
read
sent
it.
you.
I did read it, but I read it on Tuesday.
Doesn't that name sound awfully familiar?
Did we kill one of the guys we needed to kill?
The uniform itself is like a kind of an olive green
Oh.
with kind of orange accents that kind of pop against the uniform itself. But yeah, you can see LT Housen.
LT or LJ?
LT.
For lieutenant.
Okay. Oh,
Right.
lieutenant.
Lief J. Hausen, a former prior member. Former?
I would like to fly the ship in
I don't remember that part.
towards the prison.
Okay.
Slowly, but not slowly, like
You're not going to indicate anything. You can see with a 17, you can see that there are communication devices within the actual ship itself.
Yes, I would like to check how well I can do it. I would like to, and then pick up a communication device and go.
Housing coming in for repairs.
Roll a deception check.
Uh-oh.
for
Hey
me,
guys,
please.
you know how I did so well earlier? I just want you to remember that. 11.
11. Ooh. You can hear kind of a static crackle that kind of greets you, and then what's even that 11?
No, it's such a weird middle ground.
Yeah, it's like, do I do I punish you? No.
You may.
Okay, Tyrant just locks in on the ship and blows it out of the sky.
No, that would have happened earlier if I was mean.
So if it was me, then I could.
Then yes.
I would be like, first failure, high security prison, they're gonna fucking blow that thing out of the
If it
sky.
was you, everybody would be TBK'd already. You can hear a kind of static crackle, and then you can kind of. It's hard to make out. You were intentionally crackling your voice, right?
Yeah.
Sure. So you hear a kind of a brief pause, and then Did you just say housing coming in for repairs? And then I'm just gonna leave it there, and then it just kind of crackles out. You can tell they didn't entirely
There was
believe
like
you
a-
or get what you were saying, but you know, you said something over the radio at least. So, yeah. Does that end your turn? Or is there anything else you'd like to do?
I'm gonna move towards the
Are
pentagon.
you just gonna about face and turn the ship towards the Pentagorium?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like you know when you're trying to not be caught by the cops, so you're like walk, don't run. That level of energy when flying the ship. That's what I'm going for.
Okay. Sure.
Cool.
Up next we have James. What'd you like to do?
Nothing. I've got nothing.
Nothing?
I don't
Sure.
know. I don't think there's an awful lot I can do.
Okay.
You can talk with me, we'll like, figure out what the fuck we're doing. That's just a suggestion. Your character's your character. You just
Yeah.
have to kind of go like,
How much further do you
sulk
think it is till we get back to the ship?
Hmm?
How much further do you think till we get back to the ship?
It's 150 feet, isn't it?
Yep.
Or how much longer, rather?
Just demanding little brain.
Like 10 seconds.
Are we there yet?
Are we
They
there
asked for, like,
yet?
10
I'm sick of
seconds.
this.
It's just like me, who's just been like doing this full-on workout, just smashing my way through media.
Yeah, you're doing so much work, and the brain's like, oh my god, are we not there yet?
I've literally been like 12 seconds. I've dashed my way through a fucking media field with athletics.
Yeah,
It's
man. Yeah, that's
Do
pretty
I-
impressive.
Oh, I probably can't see much through the meteor or the asteroid belt, right?
Like, no, we're on the edge.
You're on the edge of the asteroid belt, so it's relatively obscure, but you can roll with disadvantage if you like.
Okay, I'm looking for. Wait, did I know that you? Yeah, I did know that you two were going off to capture a ship. I'll look for that. Perception with disadvantage. This is not going to be good. I hope it doesn't get any worse than that. It didn't. It was the exact same roll twice. 7.
With a 7, it's hard to see the dark cloud of stardust that is kind of interspersed throughout this asteroid belt. Kind of obscures now that you're right up against it for what the interior of the Pentagorium is actually, I guess, is currently undergoing, the turmoil that's there. You can see brief kind of flickers of the bright white lights that mark the watchtower. So you assume that there is still a distress
Alright.
call going on.
Well, that concludes my turn.
Okay.
Or prairie ships.
I did this to myself by
Flying
making
at the asteroid
Yes.
field to see if they can get to me in time.
What the fuck?
Are you,
Oh,
rolling,
yeah.
are you rolling like 7 nat 20s over there?
No, I got a 19, a 15, and a 16.
Oh, solid. I rolled like
Damn.
I've been regularly rolling under 10. I'm just saying the fact I've got a plus 14.
Okay, so for those three, I'm going to roll Dex to see if they can follow you.
Okay.
Actually, survival I'll roll.
Ooh. Oh, that tracking.
That makes sense.
2 a 8 and a 19.
They're just busy watching. They're just following these fucking punch marks.
So ships move quickly, don't they?
However, they are flown
Yeah.
flight. They're large. They're larger than me, and it's an asteroid field.
Yeah, I was gonna say. So they would be. Yeah.
A lot more maneuvering on their part.
Yeah, so you can hear kind of a faint hum or a crackling that kind of sounds behind you. But it seems to be kind of staggered and stopping and starting, and you can hear like a faint rev of an engine, it sounds like. But it still sounds as if it's a relatively far away from you. Now I'm going to roll for the Pentagorium, I guess, to see if they believe. Alright, you hear another crackle over the radio to you, the comms device. You can hear Aircraft Alpha Charlie 17, report your damage. It seems like you took a relatively sharp nosedive. State your call sign, and then you get 6 seconds to reply, so
Radio on.
Surely just make it really ambiguous.
Well, for the call sign, surely you just do crackling, and then just like damage, and then wing.
That was better than what I was going to do. I was thinking about going through a tunnel right now. No. It would be, housing hit by the dragon. Damages unknown to the left side of vehicle.
okay. Roll a deception check for me with disadvantage.
Disaster.
This is why it's so fun.
Ooh.
2 9s, so pick which one you want.
9 total.
Can I pick?
Both are no.
Yeah, 9 total on both of them.
Flash of Genius. Add +5 to it.
14.
Okay.
What does the Flash of Genius do?
Adds plus
It
5.
gives you a +5 to
No,
ability
no.
checks.
What does it do in game? Like, am I like, and the comms array?
Okay, cool. That ends that turn. Okay. Up next we have. Sorry, what would you like to do?
Look. Plan's going to shit. I'm invisible. It's like,
You are very invisible.
I'm greatly invisible. Which begs the question: how far away has Xander like veered the ship off course from the asteroid belt?
Ooh.
You could have fucking leave me.
No. You don't. Hey, no. I'm not leaving you. No.
Never retreat.
No.
Suicide culture.
No, hear me out.
See you,
No,
bitch.
no, because I want to know how close I am to a particular. How far? I want to know.
That's so
Can I
fucking
hit a
tragic.
landmine? Can I shoot a landmine to cause some sort of explosion near where all those ships are swarming into the asteroid belt?
Yeah, you could.
Like how far away?
You'd have to. What was your passive perception?
11.
You weren't actively looking to see if they had gone into the
Would
asteroid
I've
belt.
seen ships like zoom.
Oh
fly by?
yes, you would have. Yeah.
I can assume that
Um,
they're going after like my ship, and I'm like, nope.
Yeah, maybe logical
Jinkies.
conclusion. Sure.
You're a
I
ship.
don't. Yeah, I have no idea where these
I
two
would
are.
say you're probably. I don't know if so you're probably. I mean, it depends on how far away, or how close to the actual belt you want the explosion to be. So at the moment, some of the ships are actually on the edge of, or not, like kind of within the belt itself. So
Mhm.
that would be to one of those.
Mm.
Mines would be about 120 feet. So there
Right.
are some around you that are about 80 or like 60.
Okay.
Depends.
Okay.
The closest one is 50 feet.
Okay, that sort of works out. Funnily enough, how about that? Do I get the sense if I shoot one of these landmines with a powerful enough spell, it will explode?
Roll an Arcana check for me, please.
Okay. What's Arcana? Arcana should be high. Yeah, it's plus 10. Oh, for a total of a 29?
For 29, yeah, you think that if you shoot, it might. I mean, you have a reasonable assumption that if it was an incendiary spell, it would definitely blow it up.
So like a fire spell?
Yeah.
Not a force spell?
I mean, you could use force as well. Just something that would break it apart or would set it alight.
Hypothetically, if I cast a magic missile and aimed a beam, because I can cast like 3 beams at a first level, if I aim them at 3 different mines, would those 3 mines, would that be enough for the mines to explode? Like how
It would
temperamental
depend
how
on-
temperamental are these mines? Do I need to deal a lot of damage, or does it they just need to be touched?
Let me just double check here.
I believe magic missile is a D4, right?
It's a D4 plus 1 per fucking.
They don't miss though.
Yeah, that's the point. They don't miss. They will hit.
Yeah, they're relatively volatile, so I don't see why you couldn't use magic missile on 3 of them, for sure.
Okay. Do I see enough landmines like surrounding the ships for that?
Yeah, they usually it's kind of they're scattered randomly so that it's not easy for somebody to just go down a channel within the
yeah,
mines.
of course,
So
of course.
they're kind of staggered at odd intervals. So there's some that are 10 feet away, some that are 15 feet away from each other. It kind of depends on what you'd like to do.
4, 5. Okay. I would like to cast magic missile at a 5th level, so I can create 5 darts
Okay.
and shoot them at 5 mines close enough to a cluster of ships where I can cause the most amount of mayhem within 120 feet.
Sure,
And
so
because I'm because I've got greater invisibility on me, I don't lose concentration, so I remain invisible.
Oh, cool. Okay. Sure. So, yeah, you can do that. You need at least you need to roll at least a 3 on a d4 to burst it apart. But you assume with your 29 that if you burst one of them, you could cause a chain reaction. So
Okay. Okay. Right. So it's a D4 plus 1. Okay.
So you need at least a 3, so it'd be a 4 over height.
1. Okay. 1. Well, the first one's a 1. 3.
3, nice. So, what does it look like as you begin to fire your magic missile?
Well,
Explain.
not that anybody can see, but through the audience's mind and perspective, my right arm sort of is like the gun arm, so it sort of like assimilates. It's like it kind of reclines back, and you just see all these like little like micro crystalline darts, just sort of like
Commander.
yeah, very Mandalorian style, just like sort of like appear out of my wrist, like and kind of like veer out like that, and they start spinning at a very violent speed, and then they go and immediately go, and then I imagine.
Yeah, as soon as your missile makes impact with one of the mines that are on the edge of this asteroid belt, you watch as there's a second where nothing happens and the rest of your missiles kind of fire off outwards. But all of a sudden there's a and you watch as red and black kind of billows outwards and causes a massive kind of implosion of this this minefield that is so painstakingly created to kind of ward people off, and explosions kind of happen left and right.
Yes, yes.
And you can see this fire kind of rippling outwards, kind of mingling with the dark clouds of the asteroid belt. You can see it buffers kind of forward as the force of these mines, just kind of this chain reaction just pushes up against the asteroid belt. You can see it kind of crawls in towards these ships and begins to kind of burn away at them, and this fire kind of catches them. Alright, is there anything else you'd like to do? Your
Do
turn?
I need to roll for my other 3 darts hitting different
Yeah,
mines?
you can.
Cool.
can do
We'll
that.
see what happens. 2 plus 1, so 3. Does that do anything, or does it have to be a 3
It
on
has
the
to
die?
be a 3.
On the die. Cool, so that does nothing. That's another 2. Last one. That's another 3. So it hits another
Nice. So,
another
um,
explosion.
yeah, so as they kind of... Actually, I'm going to say because there's an active explosions and chain reactions occurring here, you probably wouldn't need to roll as high as a 3 to actually, affect it. So I'd
cool.
say most of your other missiles would hit,
Ah, cool.
unless it was a
Cool.
1 on the die or
Sick.
something.
Yeah, the only one the first one I rolled was 1. Everything else was at least a 2.
Cool. So yeah, they all find find purchase. They kind of whiz out of your arm rocket and begin to kind of find purchase against these mines and begin to explode them and kind of
Fucking sick.
On the edge
ricocheting
of the
off.
minefield, does this pose a danger to myself?
Not just yet, because you're further than.
Okay.
So it's at the moment it was 50 feet. Actually, it would have been 30 foot from the edge of the asteroid belt. So you guys are 300 feet away, so you're okay. Actually,
it.
you're 330 feet away, so you're fine.
Damn it.
Yeah.
Aha.
Take you down in a blaze of glory.
All
I've got
right.
resistance to fire anyway. I'm good.
That was really funny
Up
if you
next
guys
we
were
have
collateral.
Lockie. What would you like to do?
Can I, so it's 150 feet away from the ship. How far do you think my fire breath would take me as a rocket thruster as I do a 15-foot cone of flame? Can I missile myself? With the assistance of the wings of flying, can I turn myself into a cruise missile?
I'm gonna say yes, because from the outskirts of the belt to the ship is only 150 feet. So
Cool. Give me a
if you
second.
dash, then yeah.
Does he just see before that, or does he just see like a massive like explosion of mines and like
Yeah.
off distance?
That's
You're
the
gonna have
breath
to
weapon.
roll an Arcana check though for me, just to see you can control your fire breath
Oh.
or
I
how
mean,
much you control it.
surprisingly enough, that one is a neutral skill, which means it's just my roll, and I haven't been rolling good. No.
It's the metal dice, man.
5.
Metal dice don't roll well.
I don't mind. They're
With
pretty.
a 5, you
You go down. You go backwards.
you attempt to kind of put your hand behind. How would you like to cast it? That's it. What
Well,
does it look
well,
like?
it's my innate dragon's breath.
Oh, so you're just breathing.
Yeah, I'm
fire,
just
okay.
breathing fire. I'm just going.
So as you kind of attempt to turn around, to kind of thrust yourself backwards towards the ship, you can feel that kind of crackling fire rise up within you and begin to kind of heat up your chest. And as you drop your mouth, you're a bit too quick and you begin to veer off to the side as you kind of turn. And it seems uncontrolled as you're doing it, but you do get within a foot of the ship. You're just to the left-hand side of it, so you're within 10 of the end of the ship.
So I'm 10 foot
So-
away from the ship.
So if this is the ship here, you're here 10 feet this way.
Oh, so I'm like just out of arm's reach, basically.
Yeah.
It's just like a member of the crew to see me floating there.
So you're in line with the ship, you're just too far for the crew to reach out and grab you.
Okay, cool.
Right.
I'll just be say like, get the cannons ready.
Okay. So does that end your turn? Is there anything else
Yep.
you'd like to do?
That's
Sure.
it, because that's a dash.
All right. Up next we have Xander. What would you like to do?
Oh my god, I'm still alive.
Yes.
We're gonna run. We're gonna walk, not run, our ship to further into the Pentagon.
Okay.
Will he get hit by a cruise missile?
Can I knock on the window?
You can't see me. I'm invisible.
Do I know you're there?
Yeah, you know I'm there.
You
know
got
I'm
a
there.
threatening message from him.
I'll knock on the window.
Kung, kung, kung. You know I'm there.
I'll knock on the window a little harder. 'Cause that's all the communication we've got.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything else you're gonna do, or you're
I
just
don't
gonna?
think
knock
I don't. I think it would be metagamey to tell.
If you
Connor.
metagamey, yeah.
You just
You're not gonna
anything else.
communicate with the prior ship.
Ooh.
Don't they? I presume they don't care. Like they've just acknowledged that I'm coming in for repairs. That feels like a very finished communication. I think it would be weirder
you
to
think
be
so.
like,
If you think
Hey.
so. If you think so.
If
still
you think
coming
so.
in.
DM says if you think so.
Yeah.
You're making me panic, and I can't think of anything more you would say on the end of that conversation if you're like, hey, I'm coming in for. I think it would be weird to ask where.
Just respond with "you up, baby."
Hey, babe, you up? Request ship to. No, that's metagamey. Don't ignore me. No, don't ignore me.
It was a good idea, but it's your idea. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna say
No,
that.
don't.
I didn't
Yeah,
think
no,
of it.
don't. That's metagamey. Don't
I
do
didn't think of anything. That's the end of my turn.
Sure. Okay. So, up next we have James. What would you like to do?
How far did you say we were from the ship?
You're 10 feet.
Wait a second, I might be able to do something.
Ooh.
Blink. 10
Ooh.
feet.
Wait, no!
Yo.
you just teleport right back on the ship.
That'll send into the astral.
Blink is finally a useful spell. Oh wait.
So you just teleport yourself into the astral plane, basically,
Yeah.
and then
And then you can move to like 10 feet.
No, I'll cast fly and
Just
Pardon
fly
yourself.
out there, yeah.
Pardon
Unless
yourself.
you grab the
I'll
jar.
and can I fly into one of the?
he's hooked into a backpack. Does the fly kind of pull me along?
I mean,
Just a little jetpack.
let me see what the
Or is it just enough
circumstances
force that
are.
it bursts through the backpack and he just like.
I'm
Oh, that's-
gonna have to see
and,
what
and
fly
ditch-
says.
and ditches you.
Um,
So I can honestly see James just ditching all three of us.
The quick question though is, will the crew listen to just the brain in the jar? Are they going to like leave behind the guy they like?
He's a,
I'm not gonna. No, I don't.
he's a
think they
charismatic
would.
brain.
Oh, you touch a willing creature.
Yourself.
Well, you can touch me, but like I can't use the fly spell until my next turn anyway,
Yeah.
and I can just fly myself, or just like hook a
I mean,
glaive.
it depends on what you're being carried in. Are you being like, is the brain in the jar being carried in like a proper harness, or is it just like in the top flap of a backpack? Like, is it secured in
It's
there
a
or
proper
no?
heart. Like we've done this before.
Yeah.
It's.
I mean, I'd assume
Oh no, it's a proper heart. We've got this
you don't
massive
have a lot of weight to you, is the only thing, so you probably wouldn't.
No gravity though.
Yeah.
But heavier things are still harder to move even in space.
Yeah, so I'd say, I mean, look, you could, because I don't think you'd be heavy enough to propel yourself out of a harness. So how much does a brain in a jar weigh?
I think the brain in a jar weighs like 35 pounds
Oh yeah, that's
or
right.
30 pounds.
Yeah, I mean, I think it'd be relatively secure, so I'm gonna say you can probably fly the 10 feet with with the harness. So you both kind of land smack onto the main deck of the ship. You're kind of sprawled out.
Did the crew hear me yell, "Get the cannons ready"?
What are you doing?
Wait.
I'm just asking. I'm getting them ready for combat.
You're gonna go, you wanna- you're gonna-
Yeah, some of them heard you, some of them didn't.
Cool.
We're
And
in
then,
so much
can I
trouble.
use my interaction this turn with on James's turn, or make my reaction? Just ask him if we punching it or not.
Yeah, sure.
Cool. We punching it.
Punching what?
Are you leaving? You're zooming out there.
Oh.
Yeah.
we punching.
Bitchin'. Cool.
I wanted to give a thumbs up and then I realized
I get this. I get this. Like, tell me, I was gonna put a thumbs up, but then I can't. So like.
brain kind of does this.
The brain
Cool.
nods vigorously. All right. Does that end your turn?
That concludes my turners.
Cool.
Turners.
All right. So up
Timmy Turner.
after Blossom, we have the Prior.
Ooh.
What
Oh
is
dear.
going to happen?
Well, these ships make it out. It
Oh,
have to be
oh
just-
yeah. Do I blow up any ships? At least one, that'd make me happy.
I mean, they're in a fucking minefield. I mean, although tanks can survive one empty tank mine, so like.
Let's see what happens.
Alright, you watch as 10 ships begin to circle around the stolen prior jet and begin to kind of
Oh,
level
what
off,
ass.
blocking your path to go further into the pentagram. You can see they're kind of lined up, two, and then 2 and 2 on the other side, and then kind of circling around you entirely. And you hear that same crackle over the radio. 10-4, seems like we've got a problem here. And then that's all you hear.
I just meant.
That's your call
What?
sign.
Wait, I just.
Nah, 10-4's affirmative.
Yeah,
I
10
just-
good buddy.
I just realized that what they got to look through that front
Meat
window is a
But
goblin sitting on
The
the lap
wrong
of a
call
corpse,
sign is what tipped him off.
and you are sitting on the lap of a corpse.
To see if you blow up any of the ships nearby, let me roll again. I'ma roll. Let's see.
Hey, baby, if I'm going to jail, I'm gonna boom.
I got a 5, a 2, and a 17. So one of them manages to survive. That's probably the one that's furthest into the asteroid belt. The 2 prior jets that were kind of on the outskirts, hovering, just kind of tilting slightly, trying to see an opening and navigate themselves through to the other side of the asteroid belt. Immediately hit with a blast from the exploded mines behind them, kind of
Hell yeah.
reaching out around them and kind of curling underneath the cockpit and kind of burning and bubbling the skin of the pilots. And they begin to kind of veer off, one to the left and one to the right, and begin to peel away from the asteroid belt, going down in a burst of flames.
I feel happy about that. I got to get
Mhm.
some ships.
And we'll roll. Ooh, 16. Alright. With the 16, you watch as the pentagram begins to close further and further, and you can see that the walkways that were once fully extended appear to be almost non-existent now, and the dome that you'd once seen before has been completely vanished, and it appears as if they're going into lockdown. You can see the sirens are still blaring. You can see a lot of the military vehicles heading towards the stolen vessel.
One little ship making its way to the asteroid field.
Yeah.
About to just come full of the full galleon.
Yeah, and I think that that'll be where we'll end this very chaotic, crazy one-shot that's now going to be a two-shot, I think, to see what happens to our merry band of intergalactic mercenaries, grifters who have gotten themselves into quite a sticky situation.
Boiling
So,
water. It's not hot water anymore.
Boiling.
out of the frying pan into the fire. Did you guys have fun though?
I
Oh
had
my
fucking
god,
blast.
yeah, that was so good. Are you
It was
kidding?
a bit of a weird one. Not what I expected at all, but
No, hell no, no way. I thought.
Oh
we
well, they not
I thought we
prepare
would've
for split party shenanigans.
split party shenanigans. Yeah,
I
I
thought
do
we
love.
would have snuck onto the ship, no problem. We all would have been in like the sides of the undercarriage, flown in, and then
Yeah,
no.
No,
Yeah.
unstealthy paladin ruined it when a
Unstealth-
guard spotted him. And then he was
Unstealthy
just like, you
paladin.
know what the best situation, the way to solve it is just break the glass.
Honestly, though, I think we overcomplicate it. It would